Trying to figure out my next move, but I couldn't reach these altitudes, even if we jet cool. Or the planet found my level, how dare you? You ain't mentioned Christ once, do you care to? You can't see the distance, and I got the vision. Not to mention I flush evil intentions. Stop bullshitting, all they know is money and women. Tongue cruise fishing, this a real mission, get it? That ball was so quick that they might miss it, cause the spirit quickens and the spirit is invisible, get it? Just rewind that, if you can't find that, you gon' have to ask me to understand where my mind at. Feeling like a lonely soul, trying to catch it to God, but the demons won't let go. And in the back of my mind, there's an echo. Y'all do the people champ, unseal the book, people elbow. More warrior than Thanos, and I'm getting my time back. I gloved who was ever in the fight, and I did it for the Lord. You should be shocked that they was ever against me. Like, look at this shit right here, that shit ain't right. I'm trying to figure out my next move, but I couldn't reach these altitudes, even if we jet cool. Or they planet found my level, how dare you? You ain't mentioned y'all Jew, do you care to? I'm about to inherit it all like an heirloom. I wonder if I be stuck up like a hairdo. It seem like I say anything just to help you. Loud to relax you, take care of you. I'm careful with every move, cause I don't got time to lose. Narrow path, one true leader, and being led by yourself, you are not a believer. To the Father, the only way is through the Son. In the scriptures and the Son, so did you ever come? Bow down, unrighteous ones. You forsook Yah when you forsook the Son. Yeah, that holy fire burn and let them know it's all turn. Ain't no lie being taught, but they run. It must be envy, evil. How they living, but their hearts so empty. Misguided by religion, to put it simply. The Messiah here, they reject them cause it don't fit what they was taught by the world devil. It's something special, trying to figure out my next move, but I couldn't reach these altitudes, even if we jet cool. Or the planet from my level, how dare you? You ain't mentioned y'all Jew, do you care to? Confess y'all Jew is the Christ, I dare you. And don't play with the sharpest, we'll cut you and share you. It's like I'm giving you the lead, how I'm only here to tell you.
I got kicked off TikTok, but I'm on TikTok now,
Peace.
What's up, brother, man? Peace.
I don't know if you've ever noticed or seen me, but I've been watching your lives for so long. And I notice a lot of people, they just talk and they don't listen. So I'm going to say something. I need you to know, if nobody else told you, I know you're the Christ. I know what you're doing is straight from the Holy One himself. One time you said you know someone, how they're called by a messenger. And you said that one time, and I knew because I never met nobody who had one either. But the things you say, only the Christ could. And if nobody else believes, just know that you're starting something. They might have those other people that come and say whatever they're saying. I don't know how often you get the me's, but there's me. And I'm going to say, I'm not a part of your camp, so I don't know if there's other people on the live right now, but I'm going to say, I know you are the Christ. I know that 1,006 billion%. No Farrakhan, no TD Jakes. I know it.
That's what's up, brother, man. That's what's up, man. Salute to you, brother.
DJ Jones.
My bro, yeah, the Christ, my homie. Count on him for sure. Just make sure you learn it. I laugh, I joke, cause all the liars funny. And we can't hard, man, these demons don't want no smoke. No smoke, you liars don't want it. Y'all do Judah quotes, even my mama on it. No smoke, so we live past the money. No smoke, you demons don't want it. I heard the liars want smoke. They must be vaping or something. Yeah, we want all the smoke. I'm walking with the Bible on me. God can protect me, you ain't taking nothing. Straight with a fire, you know I'ma burn you. Quit it, continue, we ain't never running. She ain't happy, ain't glad about son. Yeah. Y'all do finna blow, he ain't never stunt. You know how he come, you know what to do, but get you something, learn it, get you something. Like, stop by that talk, you know where he at, you can come pull up on me, I heard you in jail, I'm tired of y'all running. Blah. My bro, yeah, the Christ, my homie. Count on him for sure, and just make sure you learn it. I laugh, I joke, cause all the liars funny. And we can't hard, man, these demons don't want no smoke, yeah. No smoke, you liars don't want it. Y'all do Judah quotes, even my mama on it. No smoke, so we live past the money. No smoke, no smoke. You demons don't want it. Killing the game and we gon' kill them all. Come in scary, it's gon' come around. Try that up it, it got bring you down. You get back up when you just something down. When you say amen, brother, be specific. Know how we living, it's not how you living. If you go to tripping it cause you don't listen, ain't no hesitation. The truth is different. Walk the block with no extension. These haters talking on him. They just better minded business. They kill themselves with the sinner. Forever posted with the winners. Y'all the Judah, not a gimmick. These people talking like they in it. Then why it's hard for you to get it? My bro. Yeah, the Christ, my homie. Count on him for sure. Just make sure you learn it. I laugh, I joke, cause all the liars funny. And we can't hard, man, these demons don't want no smoke. Yeah. No smoke, no smoke. You liars don't want it. Y'all do the quotes, even my mama on it. No smoke, no smoke. It ain't about the money. No smoke, no smoke. You demons don't want it. I'm here at another level, man. Oh, boy, I'm gonna fight me a jump right now. Nigga resting, man. In the league, just resting. Yeah, man. It's a takeover. They jealous, man, but hey. They ain't doing it like us. They ain't doing nothing. Life was crazy. We came a long way, but we made it. Hey, shout out y'all to Judah, cause he saved. From them lies we were drowning in daily. Yo, life was crazy. We done came a long way, but we made it. I was keeping it 100, brothers hate it. So I'm standing for this truth and all bravery. Yo, be like, stop the show. Give me the mic, let me go. You with my dreams, take a walk down this road. Bow the knee, spiritually, let it show. Show like the key, you believe, let them know. I'm way too far to turn back to them other teachers. I'm a righteous man of God, I'm not no lying preacher. Not an Israelite, boy, I met the real Christ, and he told me what that Bible mean, and nobody was right. Yeah, life was crazy. I done came a long way, a nigga made it. Hey, shout out y'all to Judah, cause he saved. From the lives we was trying to need daily. Yeah, life was crazy. Can't believe people walk around fake. But shout out y'all to Judah, cause he saved. From the lives we was trying to need daily. All daily.
You know what get me about saying we in the matrix is everybody say they out the matrix, but they can't show the way.
Tell the truth when they don't wanna hear it. It's the truth, they will always fear it. Grab your ears cause it's time to listen. Better believe in him, you get the message. He working in my favor and it's helping. Plus I learned my lesson. Can't do no more escaping. Can't be playing games with my blessing. The only thing I'm aiming is accepting. Always getting better, chasing my exception. Gotta start hating, need more saving, having more love.
And tell them no doubt. Remember we was at the bottom and nobody pull us up, cause they just couldn't. Yeah, life was crazy. We done came a long way, but we made it. Shout out y'all to Judah, cause he saved. From the lives we was trying to need daily. No more lies, daily. Yeah, life was crazy. Every time I drop a song, it be a fave. Niggas still spin fire, now I'm blazing. I'm standing for this truth and all brave. Yeah. I'ma keep going like you know I got to. My mind say fear they tryna stop you. You the child of God, why they wanna block you? Trust in who you know he got you. They listen to lies, I'ma listen to the truth. I'm a big dog on these tracks, I see the roof. Christ on earth, he himself is the proof. They done crossed me up, but forgot to tie their shoes. I guess sometimes just the win they had to lose. Is the earth full of nice fakes? I'm mad confused. When you sin against me, ain't feel no love from you. That was cold. I was stuck in a life, ain't even know what to do. That was cold.
Besides, put my trust in God, that's y'all Jew. There you go. Niggas hating on him, shit, I be jealous too. Let that sink in. The jealousy seat that man in. They shut up the kingdom of heaven. Pharisees is why you can't get in. I can only lead you to the voice. Anyone against him, I kill the noise. Go to work on the beat, I am employed. It's the reason that I do this, and y'all know it. I done told them one time that I'm God poet. Yeah, they probably say they beat me, but they can't show it. Any judges that they have, I overthrow them. I get on the track like a locomotive, and I do it for the city, got locomotives. I just want to crown before the feeling over. Feeling. I just want to crown for the feeling over. What does it take to be approved? I need to hear the truth from you. Cause I don't trust none of these dudes. I don't even think they got their trust in you. I got the mark of the God, or am I doomed? Do my rivals even know the truth? House of David, yeah, I'm a real Jew. These God answers that they ain't never knew, yeah. Who I got it from, you can guess who. Is this temptation here just to test you? These are the things that we have to suffer. Why? Cause even Christ has to suffer too. Backstabbing seems to be in the air. But if you stand from the front, you still don't care. They just wanna make me pull out my hair. I guess being this holy just isn't fair. I'ma double up like you know I got to. I'ma please God like I am Yaju. Yeah. I'ma tell myself they can't stop you.
Noise, but you can't hear him. You can't hear him though, cause your ass is throwing a pedal out. Nah, you still looking in the sky for something that ain't never coming. Not the way you looking for it. So you steady looking behind you instead of looking in front of you. Looking for a sign, looking in the sky. Only a wicked generation looking for a sign, but you won't get one. Nah, you won't get one except the sign of Jonas. And Jonas came from the earth, not the sky.
Grace and peace. I'm your brother, Saint Zamor, angel of the Lord, Christ Messiah. And for those of you who don't know who the Christ is, who was prophesied to raise in the last days amongst his brethren, he goes by the name of Yaju Judah, which is probably why you didn't know, because the prophecy says that he would have a name written that no man knew but he himself.
All hail the king, all hail the king, who sits upon the throne, God bless the child, God bless the child, who can hold his own, who can hold his own.
Now, the truth is, nobody was supposed to teach the Bible. The truth is, the Bible has no private interpretation. The truth is, if you teaching it, you teaching your private interpretation. Because the truth is, the private interpretations come from your private thoughts that are only manifested from your teaching. Truth is. Now, the truth is one mediator between man and God. Truth is. Now, that truth, this truth, the truth, many people don't want to accept. And truth is, the many are the many teachers, the many pastors, the many philosophers, those who have studied these things. Truth is, these are the people that's killing or stopping or closing the door to the kingdom of heaven. So, truth is, we must accept the new song. Truth is, the only way to accept the new song is what? You got to get rid of, or you got to stop listening to the old song and listen to the new song. Truth is, the old song is the information that come from private thoughts, private interpretations. Truth is. So I hope at the end of this video, you learn, and you have learned, what truth is about the Bible. That's what this video for. That's what this goal is for. Now, truth is, there will be nobody coming out of the sky. Truth is. Truth is, there will be, and that has been, someone raised up among you. Truth is. Truth is, every savior that ever came, that ever was sent by God, truth is, he came from among us. She came from among us. Truth is, no one ever came from the sky. Truth is. And the truth is, every man is a liar. Truth is. Every. Not one, not some. Now, truth is, every man that's teaching on the scriptures is a liar, because every man don't teach. But every man that's teaching on behalf of the scriptures will be what? A liar. Truth is. Now the truth is, I am who I say I am. And if I wasn't, why would I say I am? Because truth is, I've been doing this for 8 years. And it haven't benefited me in no way, shape, or form. I've been taking care of myself. Truth is. I've been feeding myself. Truth is. And I've been giving to others. Truth is. So me proclaiming to be Christ wouldn't benefit me. Truth is. So why would I say I am and be ridiculed for saying I am? Truth is. Now the truth is, you will have more validity if I was, on a high horse and everybody loving me, and I'm just, got everybody following me, and I'm just living off them. Truth is, you have a better argument, but that ain't what's going on. If you know my story, if you truly know my story, then why would I proclaim this and get all this ridicule? Because I got credentials. I'm not just, truth is, I'm not just a nigga on camera talking because I want to talk. I can make way more money off camera. Way more money. Way more money off camera. So being on camera talking, truth is, don't benefit me. So I got a purpose. Truth is. So like I said, y'all, I hope this video was inspired to help my brothers and sisters understand what the truth is. Hope the Father has circumcised y'all hearts and ears for the message. Because I am the truth. Peace.
Peace, peace. Peace and blessings. Welcome. Welcome to the Council of Christ Media, where the truth is unsealed and prophecy is revealed. The title of tonight's broadcast is titled, How Does the Devil Deceive the Whole World? How does the devil deceive the whole world? All right. First, we must understand that we are in the last days, fulfilling prophecy as what's written in the scriptures. We are in the day of the Lord. The day of the Lord is here. The time that was prophesied that the one risen Messiah would be risen amongst his people, amongst the men and women on the earth. He was prophesied to raise amongst his brothers and his sisters. Not come from the sky. As the whole world has a vain imagination of a man coming down from the sky or popping out of the sky. This is all vain imagination. This is all fairy tale. Okay, so when we talk about the day of prophecy, the day or the return of the Lord and things of that sort, these things would be organic. These things were never what Hollywood gave you, or I should say the Roman Catholic Church, the doctrine of what they gave you. They pretty much gave you the mindset of how things are supposed to look or how things are supposed to be concerning God's prophecy, concerning God, concerning Christ. But this would all be deception. All right. Matter of fact, the Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, has already come out and pretty much let you know that they've lied to you, that their doctrine is false and it was deception and it was a trick. But, and this should be the biggest thing on the news. But a lot of people are not paying attention, right? So it's almost like nobody really cares about the truth when it comes to God. Because as the Pope just came out and said that they've lied, all right, about God, they've lied on their doctrine, and they've deceived the whole world. This is what they've come out and say. I'm sorry, this is what they've come out to say. All right. And so this should be breaking news. Why isn't it? Because the revolution is not going to be televised. So the prophecy fulfilling itself is something that is just going to occur as it is occurring now. And this is going to change the world. This is the new heaven and the new earth that's going to change the world. All right, so we are in the days that the true Messiah would walk the earth. But because of the deception, the prophecy is written in prophecy that many would not receive the Son of Man, that many would reject the Son of God, the Son of Man, meaning the true Messiah that would be risen in these last days. So we're in the last days that the true Messiah is walking the earth. And just as prophecy was written that many should reject the Son of Man, that's what's happening. Because people have been given a false depiction. And I'm not just talking about a picture here, a picture of a false Christ. I'm talking about the whole idea of who Christ is, when he's coming, how he's coming, the whole 9 yards. That's what the Roman Catholic Church gave you. That's what the papacy, the Pope, that's what they gave you. They gave you a false depiction, a false reality about Christ, about prophecy, and about God. They perverted the whole truth about God and Christ and prophecy by giving you times and dates that are not real, causing you to think and believe that certain events with the coming of the Son of Man took place in history, when really everything that's written in Scripture is about the vision of the coming of the Son of Man, the vision of the last days, visions of the man who's chosen by God, the Messiah, walking the earth in the last days. So the last days is now. We're not talking about thousands of years ago. So that's the deception, right? So once again, getting back to the title, how does the devil deceive, or how did he deceive the whole world? Because this is already done. How did the devil deceive the whole world? So you got to ask yourself, so if the world is already deceived, then everything that people are saying right now, is it deception? Is it lies? Isn't it written in prophecy? Isn't it written in Scripture that every man is a liar? Every man is a liar. But it's also written in Scripture that there are those that have the truth. Well, how do you distinguish between those that have the truth and those that are liars? Well, it starts with the Son of Man, the Son of God, the Messiah, the risen Messiah. But if you don't know who he is, what he is, how he comes, when he comes, then you won't know the truth. So first you got to understand that it starts, the truth starts with the Son of Man, the Son of God. And the truth is in the earth right now, walking the earth. So there's a man, and then those that are with that man, just one of us, that actually hold the truth of God in the last days. So yes, every man is a liar. And that's why the one Messiah was risen up in the last days to bring us the truth about God. Because every man is a liar, meaning we live in a world full of darkness. No one has the truth. And that's what's tying back to the Pope and them coming out saying that they've deceived you. Okay? They've told you lies about God. They perverted the truth about God, the doctrine, prophecy, and things of that sort. So, with that said, we are in those last days where the truth is being revealed. But if you don't know where the truth is coming from, it's going to be hard for you to lock on to the truth. The Spirit of God is, is manifesting and is moving in the earth right now. And this is why when you read in Genesis, it's written that the Spirit of God hovered over the face of the deep. The face of the deep represents the darkness, represents the status, the condition that the earth is in. So the Spirit of God hovered over the face of the deep, which is the darkness, right? And then God said, let there be light, and there was light. That light was the truth that came into the earth, because the earth was full of lies, full of darkness. So the light is Christ. The devil was the darkness. The deception is the darkness. These are not literal things, y'all. So the deception was already there. So when we talk about the creation story, we're not talking about physically how mankind was created, but we're talking about the spiritual world that is at play right now on the earth. So right now, the earth is in complete darkness, and the spirit. You got to understand that what's written in Genesis was a vision and a story about what's happening right now. So the Spirit of God, which is the truth of God, right? Because God is thought, God is spirit, hovered over the face of the deep, which is the darkness, which represents this world, this earth full of lies. And God said, let there be light. And that light was the Messiah, the risen Messiah. All right, the risen Messiah was risen amongst us. So we are in those days, the time and the hour where the Lord cometh as a thief in the night. So everybody was not going to see the light. All right, because it depends on how far in the darkness or how deep down in the depths of the ocean of lies that you're in. So it's not promised that everyone will see the light, but the light is here. All right, and as the light is here to extinguish all darkness. Okay, so with that said, what is the deception? What is the truth? What is the deception and what is the truth? How does the devil deceive the whole entire world? Let's get into it. So first I'm going to go to Daniel 12:4, y'all. Daniel 12:4. All right. And this is the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 4. Now remember, before I read the scripture, the devil have deceived the whole world. So that means right now, in anything prior to the moment or the time in the hour that Christ was risen on the earth, which we confess to you every week that one is Yaju Judah. So we are the witnesses. This is the council of Christ to witness to you and witness to the world that the true Messiah has risen in the earth, and to clear up the deception of why. Well, if he's in the earth, then why we didn't see him come out the sky? It says he's coming out the sky. No, it doesn't. And that's why we're here to clear up the deception. That's why we keep tying this back to how the Pope has come out and said that they lied to you. Christ, God, prophecy, it was never about anything coming out the sky. Okay? The war between angels and, angels against angels, all of that is prophecy and vision about what's happening right here with the men on earth. The angels are men, regular men. God is a spirit. The Son of God is a regular man that is just chosen to hold the Spirit of God. So everything that you read about and everything that you believed in false reality, it's about this generation and it's happening right now in this realm, in this earth. All right. It's not about mystical creatures in another world or from the sky or nothing like that. So first you got to understand the application of prophecy. The application of prophecy is written in reality. All right. It's not far-fetched. It's not something that can be that's untouched or, so everything about prophecy, about the coming of the Son of God and things of that sort, it's all written in a metaphorical fashion and symbolism to show you what would take place on the earth with the Son of God. So when it speaks about the Son of Man coming with the clouds and the stars falling and the things that make it seem like the sky is just about to fall out the sky, these are all metaphors. So this is our attempt to clear up the deception. All right. That's what I'm getting to, is that the devil, the deception is the lies. So when somebody says, do we deceive ourselves or does the devil deceive us? Well, first you got to understand the application of what the devil or who the devil is. Do you think he's a man with a pitchfork? Demons and devils, are these actual, what they say, entities, lurking around in the darkness and nighttime, and poking you with a pitchfork. The demons, the devil, it all represents the lies, the deception. So even if one was to say, "Oh, I'm casting out demons," all this really means is to cleanse people's minds of the filthy deception in their minds. So casting out demons is to cast out lies. It's not what you see in the Hollywood movies. This is the imagination that you got to come out of. That's why it's written that all imagination must be cast down when it comes to God. You see? So, yes, you deceive yourselves because the deception is the devil. The devil is not a regular, it's a spirit, Just like God is a spirit, God is thought. It's the same thing with deception, the devil. So you got to understand the code of the story. The code of the story is not talking about a red man with horns and a pitchfork. When it's talking about one is possessed with demons and Christ came to lay hands or cast out demons, this is not literal, y'all. This is metaphorical for Christ and his saints. Extinguishing the lies upon the earth by cleansing the minds of the people on the earth and giving them the truth. This is what it's about. So that was in answer to your question, Blue Pill Neo. So it's the deception. So back to what I was saying. If the devil have deceived the whole world, meaning the lie has already went out into the entire earth. That's why every man is a liar. Because whether a man is conscious of it or unconscious of it, every man is a liar. And so that's why there's no private interpretation when it comes to the scripture. There's only one private interpretation, which happens to be the correct interpretation. But see, that interpretation was only being brought through the one chosen man whom God chose amongst us on the earth, not some mysterious being coming from the sky. No. So that's what I'm talking about, the deception. The deception is tied to the false reality that's in people's mind. Okay, so if the devil, which is, the deception, the lies, the devil, what is the image of the devil? The mark of the beast, the image. Because God has an image. No one has ever seen his image, his shape, or heard his voice until the Son is brought forth, chosen, one of us chosen to bring the image of God. So now that the one Son is in the earth, Yaju Judah, and the witnesses are here witnessing to the earth that he is here, the Messiah, he is he, now we have an image. This is why I said there is no image. No one has seen his shape, because God is spirit, right? But so in the reverse, the same thing with the devil. Who is the image of the devil? All right, because the image of God, it would be the man who brings forth the Spirit of God to the earth. He was born of the Spirit of God, Christ. Right? Whether you believe that it's Yaju Judah or not, we're the witnesses here to tell you. Because we seen the sign, we received it. So a man amongst us is chosen to bring forth the image of God and show us who God is and show us that God is real. So it would be the same thing with the devil. Who's the image of the devil? That's what we're going to get into. The image of the devil. Who came out and told you that they were lying to you? Remember, the scriptures talk about the father of lies, right? Who's the father of lies? So those that are controlling the masses, the way the masses think, wouldn't this be the father of lies? Aren't you familiar with the beast that sit up upon many waters, the scarlet colored beast, and the woman that sit up upon it? This is the beast system. So the beast system is the deception, is the lies. So who's the father of lies? Who's the one that controls all the information as far as religion? Where did it all come from? These things and ideologies about God, and who controls it all? Where did it all come from? I know we can all agree that it all came from the Roman Catholic Church, the papacy. Council of Nicaea, all these things are connected. So that was where the deception came from. So now you start to see that. Wait, so you're saying that the image of the devil makes up people? Or a specific nation? Yes. Just like the image of God would start with the man who's chosen to bring God's spirit to the earth, and then judge God's house, all right, and usher in the kingdom of God on the earth. It's the same thing. Well, so the devil has already deceived the whole world. The devil has already ushered in his kingdom. And all you got to look at is who is in control of the earth today. Because isn't it written that the earth was given into the hands of the wicked? So all you got to do is look at who's ruling over the earth today. Because it says the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. So this is why the saints have to take the kingdom. They have to take it back. It says the saints will take the kingdom. Not only will it be given over to the saints, but they shall take it. Why do the saints, the righteous people of God, got to take the kingdom? Because the kingdom, meaning the influence, the status, the influence of the earth is in the hands of the wicked today. So there's a group of people that actually make up the image of the devil. It's not a red man with a pitchfork. It's a group of people, just like the house of God, the priesthood. God has a priesthood, starting with the head priest, which is the Messiah, the risen Messiah, the firstborn of God. So there's others born of God, but there's a firstborn, and that is Christ, Yahju. So the others that would be born after him, and those that ate and drank with him, you see, and rose up with him. And so it's the same thing with the devil. The devil has an image. It's a group of people, starting with a man that started with the lies, formed the Council of Nicaea, the Roman papacy, the Roman Catholic Church. All the religions and ideologies come from this sect, from this group. Thus is why it takes in the last days for Christ and his council to rise up, to take the influence over the earth. That's why it's written that the saints shall take the kingdom. You see what I'm saying? So the people that are meant to rule over the earth and meant to have the influence over the earth, they're going to take it back. Because the devil has deceived the whole world. The devil has the grip and the influence on the minds of the people today. And how? By making you think that he's a red man with horns and a pitchfork. Some type of, no. The devil, you can see him just like you can see God. But you have to have the eyes to see, the ears to hear, and the eyes to see God. Well, it's the same thing with the devil, man. If your ears are not circumcised, if you can't see, you won't be able to see the deception. Even though the devil came out and told you that he's been lying to you. So when I say he, I don't mean a literal man. I mean the image, the people that make up the devil, which is deception. The mini antichrist. It's a system. The devil is a system. The beast system. So the Pope just came out and said that they've been lying to you. You relate the scriptures back to the father of lies, that old serpent called the devil. Who's been lying to us for hundreds of years. The Pope. They just came out and told you they have. The Roman Catholic Church. So that's your image, y'all. So let's get into this a little bit. It says, Daniel chapter 12, verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. So Daniel was told to seal the secrets of the prophecy. All right, so anyone trying to interpret the Bible, the book, and truth about God, no one has it. It was only going to be one man in the last hour that would have it, and that would give it to the saints and form the priesthood of God. So if Daniel was told to shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end, which is the last days, and many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. So if Daniel was told to seal up the book, why is it that people read this book, try to understand it, if it's sealed up? No one has the truth. That's why there's no private interpretations. You cannot read it on your own and then believe that you have the understanding and truth about God, because we don't know God through the book. We know God by receiving the one that God has chosen to be his image, to speak for God. And in the last hour, there will be witnesses to testify of that one who God has chosen. And we tell you over and over again that it's Yaju Judah. We witnessed the sign. God said he would give us a sign. One who was born of a virgin. Now, most of you probably don't know what that means, because you tie this whole virgin thing back to the lie. You think that it has something to do with a woman thousands of years ago that never had sex and gave birth to a baby, and you literally believe in the lie. So that's why it's all tied back to the Roman Catholic Church. That's the lie that they gave you. But the virgin, the one being born of the virgin, represents a man being risen amongst us, born of the Spirit of God. That is the Virgin Mary. The Virgin Mary represents the Spirit of God. You see, so in the last days, the deception would have to be cleared up. It would have to be cast out of the earth. That's what we have happening right now. The deception is being cleared up. So you can know, so you understand who the devil is. It's all the lies and the deception that the Roman Catholic Church gave the world, and they just came out and said, to try to apologize and say that they were, they just let you know that it's them. So just like in the last days, the image of God would be revealed, so would the image of the devil. So if the devil deceived the whole world, you weren't going to know the devil's image. You were just going to be in the middle of it and wouldn't know. So that's why knowledge shall be increased, because in the last days you're gonna know who the image of the devil is, and you're gonna know who the image of God is. That's why it says knowledge shall be increased. So just like it's being revealed what the image of God is, it's a man that was born of the Spirit of God. Goes by the name of Yaju Judah, our beloved brother. This is the one that was born of the Spirit of God. And we're the witnesses, okay? But just like it's being revealed what the image of God is, at the same time it will be revealed what the image of the beast is. And they literally just came out and told y'all who they are. The father of lies. It's no coincidence that the Pope is referred to as a father and all these things. You got a head antichrist, and then you got many antichrist. Head antichrist, the Pope. The seat, which is really the seat of David, because they hold an influence over the world. So that's why the saints got to take the kingdom. It's written in prophecy. The saints shall take the kingdom, meaning they shall take the authority, the influence that the antichrist, all right, the devil, the deception has over the earth. They shall take that influence back. That's the seat of David. So just like there's a head antichrist, Pope, then you got many antichrists that are with the Pope. You got a head priest of God, of the one true God. You got a head priest, which is Christ, and then you got the priesthood, which are the saints. You see, so you got two kingdoms at battle here. Two kingdoms. So the war that broke out in heaven, angels against angels, that's literally about what's happening on earth. It's not about what's something happening in the sky. It's about the priesthood of the devil and the priesthood of God at battle. The priesthood of the devil are all those that believe in the lies. So they continue to help fabricate the deception and the lies in the earth. And the priesthood of God are those that are risen up to fight against the priesthood of the devil. Starting with the head priest, Christ Yah Jew. So how do we fight? We know that this is not a physical war, but it's a spiritual war. We fight by tearing down the lies. So it's light against darkness, meaning lies against the truth. So the deception is the system. The devil is the system that's already been set before the end comes. So anything prior to the Messiah being risen up in the earth and bringing order and judgment and justice into the earth, which we're proclaiming is happening right now, anything prior to that is the system of the devil. So all you have to do is just sit back and think about, okay, what have we been given? You've been given a bunch of ideologies and a bunch of religions and a bunch of doctrines that have come from the Roman Catholic Church. And they just came out and tell you who they were. They said they've been lying to you. Look it up. We play this video all the time. Matter of fact, I can play it again. I'll play it right now. Oh, shoot. Not playing. Let's see if I can play this real quick. Darn it. Hold on, y'all. All right, I'm having trouble trying to play it right now, but
Earlier this year, the Pope and the Catholic Church confessed that they have colonized the whole world with false doctrine. They have apologized, and our melanated people will still believe in the lie that was given to them. Africans didn't explain the true meaning of biblical scriptures. The Romans did, and they passed it out and taught everyone the false doctrine. This false doctrine includes the 2,000-year-old Christ and the BC AD dates that they put onto this prophecy. And now black people are arguing over a doctrine that was never true. You guys must wake up and realize we have been deceived by our own prophecy.
I'm going to play that one more time, y'all. For those of you on Zoom, you just have to hear it on YouTube. Playing it one more time.
Earlier this year, the Pope and the Catholic Church confessed that they have colonized the whole world with false doctrine. They have apologized, and our melanated people will still believe in the lie that was given to them. Africans didn't explain the true meaning of biblical scriptures. The Romans did, and they passed it out and taught everyone the false doctrine. This false doctrine includes the 2,000-year-old Christ and the BC AD dates that they put onto this prophecy. And now black people are arguing over a doctrine that was never true. You guys must wake up and realize we have been deceived by our own prophecy.
So we've been deceived by our own prophecy because of the deception. See that? The deception. The devil just came out and revealed to you the image of the beast, the image of the devil. At the same time that it's being revealed who the image and what the image of God is. You see this? So you got to understand what the deception is. What the devil actually is. It's not there's a head to the deception, to the devil, which is the Pope. But you have many that make up the system of the beast. The beast system. Deception. So the deception is bigger than the Pope because the lies spread throughout the whole world. The devil deceived the whole world. So the devil is all over the world. It's this kingdom. It's the influence that the Roman Catholic Church has over the minds of the people on the earth. This is why the saints must take the kingdom back. So we can produce the light. So we can tell the world the truth about God. So you got to pay attention to what's going on here, or you're just not going to see it. So I'm going to say this one more time. I'm going to get in the scriptures. Understanding how the devil deceives the whole world, you got to understand who the devil and what the devil is. The devil is a system, a hierarchy, a power, a status on the earth that makes up a group of people under the papacy, under the Roman Catholic Church. Because they're the ones that came out and told you. They're the ones that have had the influence over the earth. And they're the ones that just came out and told you that they've been lying to you. They have to. In order for all this to work, man, you got to know who is who. Now, we can't make you drink the water. We can lead you we can't make you drink it, though. But remember, in the last days, knowledge shall be increased. So knowledge should be increased because we're going to know exactly who's who. So people are going to have a choice. Either you're going to follow God. Either you're going to follow God, submit to God, understand that God is not something that's coming from the sky, but the Spirit of God has been manifested and given to a man amongst us, has been chosen to bring us the image of God, to bring us the truth about God. It's just simply a man born of the Spirit of God, born of the Virgin Mary. Virgin Mary is not a real woman. It is wisdom, the Spirit of God. That's all the Virgin Mary is. So you got to know what the deception is, who the deception is, so you can understand the deception. So everything that you've been taught about doctrine and scripture is the deception. So in the last days we're bringing out the actual meanings of these parables and these metaphors, and everyone else is in darkness, right? The whole world is in darkness because they don't have the true meanings of what these scriptures mean. Just so you understand. Everybody is tied up in these literal interpretations, which are private interpretations of what God is, who he is, the doctrines, the scriptures, all that. And just for an example, like I said, this is with the whole Virgin Mary thing. Everyone thinks that this is a literal woman that lived 2,000 years ago that gave birth to a baby, but she never had sex and this and that. And it's like, that's not logical. That's not reality. I told you, prophecy is written in reality. It's not written in fables and fiction or fairy tale. But that's what the ones that are in power, the wicked, that's what they gave you. They controlled you. They deceived you. Remember, deception. So your mind is full of demons. It's full of deception. You're full of demons. Lies. They gave you this lie. They had you under sorcery through the movies, okay, through TV, through media. All of these things they've used, these tools they've used to control how you think and what you see and what you understand about God, which is, it's all been a lie. So that's the devil. The devil's been present here the whole time. It's the system of lies. It's not a literal red man. So you were hypnotized. Spells were cast on you in every fashion, from every angle, from a religious way, from a spiritual way, emotionally, mentally, the wordplay, the country that we live in, the words that you use. There's been a spell cast on you. So you would operate in a way where you would not see the truth. You would just only see, only be in deception. So spells have been cast on you in so many different angles. It's crazy. And so that's why God would be raising up in the last days his priesthood. All right. His priesthood, which is to bring the order of God on earth. Yeah. All right. This book of Daniel 12:4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book even to the time of the end, and many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. So the truth is coming out now, y'all. Knowledge is increasing, and this is why I keep explaining and reiterating that not only is God bringing forth his image and revealing his image to the earth, but so is the devil. All right, the devil came out and told you who he is. And it's your Roman Catholic Church, the Pope. They lied to you. And so now you have the priesthood of God coming to fight against those lies and bring you the truth about God. But will you listen? Will you listen? All right, let's go to Revelations 12:7. This is a book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 7. Actually, I'm gonna start at Job 9:24. Job 9:24 is written, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Remember we were talking about earlier, all you got to do is look at who has the dominion, who has the influence over the earth right now. Who? You can't get around it. It's the Roman Catholic Church. The Roman Empire. From political, monetary, to religious, spiritual, they have all the influence over the earth. So when we read in Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, Who do you think that is? Who has dominion? Who has influence over the earth? Who does the earth call the Father or hold in high esteem to the closest thing to God? The Pope. We don't got to argue there now. That's just, if you're going to run from that, man, then we can't help you. So you got to understand, just so you understand. So if the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, meaning those that got the influence over the people of the earth is the wicked. And then the devil is the father of lies, deception. All you got to do is connect these things and it's staring you right in your face. And then a people just came out. No, I'm sorry. One of the highest power on the earth just came out and told you that they were lying to you. How do you not see this? How do you not connect this? The image. Right? You see here. How long have I been muted on YouTube? Man, I didn't know I was muted. I didn't know I was muted the whole time, but I wonder how long I've been muted.
I can hear you.
Yeah, they just said I was muted on YouTube, so now I'm wondering how long I was muted.
I heard you on YouTube too.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
That was only been about 3 minutes in the muted.
It was only 3 minutes that you was even muted.
Oh, that's a long time. that's a long time. Oh man. All right. Well, hopefully, that 3 minutes I wasn't saying too much.
Yeah.
But just to kind of like recap. Basically, look, the Roman Catholic Church is the image of the devil, and just like the image of God is the Son of Man who would be risen up in the last days, and we witness to you that is Yahju Judah, the Christ, the real Messiah. It's the same thing in reverse. So this is why we're reading right now in Job 9:24 that as the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, revealing to you who that is. The wicked is the devil's system. And who is the head of that system? It's the Pope. Because this is the one who the world, looks to as the father or the highest, closest to God. But we just read that the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So whoever has the influence over the earth right now is the devil. This is the devil's kingdom. The kingdom of darkness, which is the kingdom of lies. That's why God sent light into the earth. So the kingdom of lies is the kingdom of darkness. You see? So kingdom of lies is the kingdom of darkness. And in the faces of the true judges, nobody knows. The faces have been covered this whole time. And so now it's being revealed that, they're not the true, the Pope, Roman Catholic Church is not the true image or priesthood of God, but it was actually the image of the devil the whole time. And they just came out and told y'all. They've been lying to y'all. Remember, the earth given into the hands of the wicked, only the wicked is going to lie. The devil is the father of lies. So it's no coincidence that the father, the Pope, the devil, the father of lies, it's not a coincidence that's connected. It's not a coincidence. So why are the faces of the judges covered? Because the true judges were not going to be risen in the earth until the last hour, until the end. That's what's happening now. That's why, and the true judges are the ones that are taking the kingdom. It says, it's written, the saints shall take the kingdom. Let me get that. That's in Daniel 7 and 18. I guess same chapter, yeah. 7 and 18. It's the book of Daniel chapter 7 verse 18. It says, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. So basically, if the saints are taking the kingdom, who are they taking it from? This is an authority thing. This is a status thing. If the saints got to take the kingdom, who are they taking it from? They're taking it from the devil. They're shaming the devil. So this system, this evil system, beast system that's been set, which is your Roman, the image of the beast, the image of the devil is the Roman Catholic Church. The mother of harlots. The abomination of the earth, Why the saints got to take it? The kingdom is the influence. It's the power, the authority over the earth, yeah? It's the seat of David. The throne of David. It's this invisible, I guess, sort of status, or like I said, yeah, status, influence, authority, to be the one who everyone looks up to. This is why we're looking at giants. And this is why, if you get the allegory of the story, if you get the metaphor of the story, the code of the story, David and Goliath, the story about David and Goliath is about taking down something that the earth is looking up to. So when you read about the children of God being like grasshoppers in the sights of the giants, is because I mean, we're dealing with a high superpower when it comes to the Roman Catholic Church, because this is who the whole world looks up to. So when it says the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, it's talking about the status. It's talking about the influence that these particular people would have over the earth. So we got to take that influence, because that influence and that status is really the seat of David. It's the place where everyone looks up to who sits in that seat. It's a spiritual thing. So the saints got to take the kingdom, because they're taking the influence back, putting things back in perspective, putting things back in the righteous light, extinguishing the darkness, because when the light comes in, darkness starts to fade. So the saints are bringing in the light into the earth, all right, led by the beloved Messiah, Christ Yahju. We're bringing in the light into the earth to extinguish all the darkness. So how do we do that? We bring it in by bringing the truth, the message of the gospel that Yahju has given us, clearing up all the deception, cleaning it up, which is casting demons out of people's minds, which is casting deception out of people's minds by giving them the truth. So this is how we truly purge the earth. This is how we truly make man in God's image. Let us make man in God's image. That's making man after the likeness of God by cleaning the earth up, extinguishing all the lies. So when you start hearing these terms, the washing of the word, you shall be purified and baptized by the washing of the word. This is not literal. This is not literal, y'all. The washing of the word, baptized, all these things are relating to making man in God's image, purifying the earth. But judgment, purification, it starts at the house of God first. So this is why you got to start somewhere. So it's not, so you weren't going to see God come down from the sky and say, all right, it's time, and everyone, no. It was going to be a process. All right, a man would be chosen amongst us on the earth to bring to give us the truth and purify us, to baptize us in the truth in that fire, and then he would send us out to cleanse and purge the rest of the world. That's what the story is about. Simple. And by doing that, in this mission, the mission really is to take down the giant, is to take down the beast system, the giant, which is the devil, to shame the devil. And that is the Roman Catholic Church. So I don't think they're just going to easily give it up, because it says the saints shall take the kingdom. But it also says the kingdom shall be given over. So I guess it's sort of like both. That seat, the seat of David, belongs to the Son of God. The influence of the earth belongs to the Son of God, not the Pope, not that man with the funny hat, the fish hat. That's the head of the devil's priesthood, y'all. You see? Just like the head of God's priesthood is Christ, Yahju. You got the council of Christ, which is those that Christ has anointed in this time, in this hour. Then you got the council of Nicaea, the council of the devil. It's pretty stuff is pretty clear, y'all. Hey sis, Alexis, did you wanna come in?
Peace and love. Give me 2 seconds.
For sure.
Okay. So first off, I want to say I'm not sure if you, I know I came in a little late, sorry, but the devil deceived the whole world, and I think a lot of times people think that excludes them. Um, no one's ever taken a look to say, okay, if the devil deceived the whole world, how what does the everybody have in common? Everyone has in common either some type of belief or religion. So the devil deceived the whole world by basically, just like it's talked about in the parable with Adam and Eve and how the serpent lured Eve to get the apple. The devil gave us the apple so sneakily and literally says it like, the Bible teaches you good from evil, all these different things. Having the forbidden knowledge, the Bible, is what has caused everyone to be deceived by the devil. The devil is ourselves and the deception that well, not ourselves, but the deception that we created from our own understanding, which comes from the indoctrination. But the devil indoctrinated us with religion, then gave us the apple and said, you'll know good from evil if you do this. And then you even have people thinking they're gods because they read the Bible. So if we just put down the Bible, and I know I mentioned this before, the Bible is like a teacher's manual. And the teacher's manual is only meant for the teacher to have, not all the students. Because how can you teach yourself if you don't know anything? The teacher who has gone through the process to learn what's needed to be known to teach you is the only one that can teach you. So people have to know that. And then I wanted to bring out a scripture. One second. Second Thessalonians. I gotta look it up, but I know it's Second Thessalonians. 1 second. I gotta find it. Second Thessalonians 2:11. Thessalonians. Okay. Okay. So I want to read Second Thessalonians, chapter 2, verses 11 through 12. And for this cause, God shall send them strong. Well, let me read a little bit more first, actually. I'm going to read a little bit more. Give me a second. I'm sorry, guys. All right. I will start. I'll just read the whole thing, starting from chapter 1. Okay. Verse 1. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ, and by our gathering together unto him, that ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that day of Christ is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposes and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, shewing himself that he is God. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things? And now you know that now ye know what withholdeth that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause, God shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, that all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. And I just want to stop right there because I want to make it a point that because the devil deceived the whole world and people are stuck and they rather love the lie instead of the truth, God has given them strong delusions. So now they are going deeper into the lies and thinking that these lies are the truth because they refuse to receive the truth. Christ is going to get them with his mouth. His mouth is a two-edged sword. That's the sharpest thing known to man, which means that the words that he speaks that are spirit will cut through every single lie and knock it down, and it will not stand. But because we love the lie, we have continued to allow the devil to see the world by continuously spreading the lies ourselves. Because when you don't adhere to the truth, you adhere to the lie and you become the devil when you start to put yourself in a teacher seat or Moses seat and speak on behalf of God when God didn't see you, Christ didn't see you, and you're out of order. So it's time for us to understand that I don't want to say God is simple, but in a way, God is very simple. You know, God wants us to follow order, which is God, Christ, and man. That's it. So if you don't have a high priest amongst you, you shouldn't be speaking on behalf of God. You're out of order. That's the order when it comes to God. We are in order with everything else, but when it comes to God, we're out of order. We don't think it means anything. We just pick up the book and qualify ourselves. But this is the forbidden fruit that's made the devil, which is the deception and lies that's told by us, because we're the only people talking, deceive the whole world. A lot of us have been taught in school that the devil is a big, red, hairy, scary monster. And whenever you do something wrong or whenever something bad's happening to you, it's the devil. Like common thing. Oh, I'm in traffic. I'm running late to work. Oh, the devil. No, it's you. You should have got up early. Or it's just, the odds are against you at this moment, but it's okay. It's just time for us to understand that the devil is the lies. And if we close our mouth, we won't stop killing Christ. Because this information, when we speak, it's like, I know an analogy used once, he's more in the grass, and then you just keep throwing more stuff in the yard, and it's like, man, you're killing me. So y'all just keep throwing more lies on top of more lies on top of more lies. It's time for us to realize that we are the devils deceiving the world because we are the ones spreading the lies and not adhering to the truth. We don't want to adhere to sound doctrine, which means that resonates. Sound doctrine means you need to hear it. And it needs to be sound. It needs to be sane. It needs to be clear and cut. What is not unclear about a man sent by God here to tell you the truth and restore the kingdom of David on earth versus somebody that's going to be coming out the sky to zap you up to who knows where? Makes no sense now that I'm in the truth. So I can receive the truth. So I'm not deceived anymore, but once I was. So I just want to encourage everyone that's watching to remember that you have to hear the words that come out of Christ's lips to be saved. Not hear your pastor, not hear yourself, not read your Bible, but you have to hear Christ's words, because the only way that God will save us is by God saving. The only way we will be saved, is by God through Christ. God literally has to possess a living being in order to free us from the deception that the devil has deceived us. Christ literally wipes our eyes from the blindness and gives us our sight back when we adhere to the truth. But the longer we stay in the lie, the longer we'll be blind, the longer we'll have our strong delusions. Just ask yourself, what is so wrong with a young man gathering the elect of God to restore the tabernacles of David, rebuild the Solomonic dynasty, and make us a nation again with a government, with justice and liberty for all, not even just for us? What's wrong with that? The devil come to steal, kill, and destroy. God does divide too the wheat from the tares, but the devil come to steal, kill, and destroy. Yaju is not doing anything that still kills and destroys, except for the devil. He's destroying the devil, but he's not stealing and killing. No. So we must understand that this man is doing the work of God. So he has to be sent by God. So why would he lie and say that he is the Messiah if he's doing the work of God? That makes no sense. The lie and the truth don't mix, just like oil and water. And when you get anointed by the oil that comes from Christ's Spirit, guess what? Which is of God, you get to flow on top of the water information. So we must understand this. You have to hear Christ speak, and you have to get rid of the lie. It's okay. We all been deceived by our religions. I don't care if you're Buddhist, Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Jewish, Seventh-day Adventist, Hebrew Israelite, on your own journey, truth seeking, you've been lied to. Because the only one that can get you out of deception is Christ. That's the only one. Everything else and anything else you must toss out and filter it through Christ. Because in him is the Spirit of the living God manifested in the flesh. You can't get no better than that. Why don't we want Christ to be here on earth? Why do we want him to be a 2,000-year-old man that just left us hanging here in hell? Yeah. So I would just let y'all ponder on that. Remember, the devil deceived the whole world. The Bible is the forbidden fruit. And if you keep talking, you're part of the deception by spreading the lies. You helping the devil. The Pope, all these religious leaders, they know what's up. That's why the Pope apologized for using the doctrine of discovery to colonize us with religion, false states, all these things they've done. They stole the scrolls and they used the scrolls to create the Bible, the King James Version. And they gave it to you and told you to read it and follow the religions that they taught. That's pure deception. That's evil. Using the prophecy of God to control people. And they have to answer for that. And they know that. So it's time for us to wake up, just sign a petition, and let's continue forward with our mission to rebuild. It's time for us to have peace on earth. It's time for us to come together, get rid of the homelessness, get rid of everything. Because the devil deceived us into thinking we got to wait for somebody to come out the sky to do it for us when we got 2 feet, 2 hands, a brain, we could do it ourselves. We just have to come together under God in unity, peace, and love, and then it will happen. Because when the Israelites stayed with God in scripture, everything happened for them. But when they strayed away, wanted to be like other nations, they fell. So it's time for the real Israelites to unite, the priesthood of God, so that we can be governing the world again in harmony and peace. Because the world is waiting for us. I'm tired of seeing the things that I see on this earth that don't need to be here. But I will land my plane.
Powerful, Sister Alexis. Very powerful. what you just said. Last thing you just said about coming together in unity. A lot of people try to say the same thing, but not with the with the right spirit. They'll say, oh, we all got to come together and this and this. But God is a God of order. So if God is sending forth the head of his priesthood, right, risen up the head of his priesthood amongst us, this is how we get in order. This is how we worship God in spirit and truth, by receiving the one that God has chose, and that's how we get in order with God. So coming together, we coming together under God. All right, everybody can't be the head. Everyone can't be the one that God has chose to to lead or to speak, or whatever it may be. So everybody is trying to do that instead of just yielding and coming together. That, just like the sister said, that's what we got to do. So people will say these things, but they don't want to do it. They're not ready to do it. So coming together, it may mean most likely that you got to yield. You got to yield your position. You know what I'm saying? You got to bring your talents and your gifts to the table of God and yield and come under order under God. And that might mean that you got to confess the Son of Man in the flesh. Meaning you got to yield. You got to take a knee and listen to what this man has to say. So I just want to back up what
That's
you.
hard for them to do, brother. It's really hard for them to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and what I've noticed when I go into these lives and I'm speaking with individuals, they're so profound on their beliefs and leaning to their vain imaginations that they don't understand the concept of how the Messiah is to return. They steady keep pondering on the 2,000-year-old episode of Christ dying on the cross and don't know how to see the prophetic, hypothetical, parable, or allegory views that's been covered up by the story created by the Roman Catholic Church. They have been believing so much in this imagination that they have become deep embedded into the doctrination of it and drowning in these scriptures to where it's become false reality, but reality to them. And so they have a hard time with letting go of that. And I think that this is some a great area that of truth that they might want to need to tap into a little bit more so that they can allow their cup to be filled properly to be able to gain this understanding. The young sister couldn't put it no way or no other better way to try to explain things from top to bottom. She explained it thoroughly. And I guaranteed that the listeners and those who are drowning in their scriptures are sitting there swording against every bit of truth that's been served to them. And I strongly believe it's because of the habitual thing of us being creatures of habits. As being humans, we have a tendency to take on bad habits and things that are habitual to us and things that we continue to do daily and daily to where it becomes a repetitive nature for us to keep doing the same things. And this is what people's belief systems. So my thing is, as fishermen, as saints, what do we do, and how can we? What are some pervasive measures we can take to be able to reach those that keep on spreading this poison manna? This poison manna that they're spreading, it's making everyone sick. And those who are trying to be fruitful and trying to come into the truth are trying to gain some type of enlightenment. They don't understand the order. They haven't found the order. That continue to live in the deception that others is feeding them. They're like little yuppies in the pond to these sharks, and these sharks keep chewing on God's work and feeding them the scraps, and they're being misled and misguided too. So how do we reach those to understand that? And these people that want to be the leader, they want to be the Christ. They got it so twisted, and some like the Trinitarians, some of them believe that it's all in one, that God is all in one and in them, and that's how far they so deep into the deception. So I'm just, raising a little red flag because, I just in my works now and being bear witness into the things that I've been seeing and trying to spread the good news and allow people to understand that the Messiah is here. They have a hard time swallowing it because they drown it with all that falseness that they have. So what pervasive measures do you suggest that we can do to actually maybe try to get these people to understand this truth a little bit more better? I'm running out of solutions at this moment myself from what I'm seeing, but I know it's a needed thing because there's a lot of people that's being misled, a lot of sheep that's being misguided, and that are wandering and trying to find this truth and in order to gain that God consciousness.
Well, brother, absolutely, big bro. Everything that you said, man, is on point. But just to answer that question, like we say, here week to week, like we can't really convince anyone. All we can do is fill in the prophecy. So we stand in position, and because the second resurrection, it's gonna be the whole world. But the first is for the order of the house of God. So, like that's why it's written that the judgment starts at the house of the Lord first. So the Lord's house has to be in order first. So that's pretty much, what's being done. What we're doing. We're gathering the government of God. After that, it's really going to be easy. It's going to be a piece of cake for the whole world to see because the image of God is being set. The image of God and God's house, God's mountain being set as we continue to do what we're doing, blowing the trumpets, spreading the message that Christ gave us, and everything else is just going to fall in place. So it's really just about prophecy. People think that we're trying to make things happen. It's like, nah, man, you guys just don't get it. This is destined. This is destiny. You know what I'm saying? So,
No, absolutely.
a lot of people that are the rest of the world is going to wake up to this. That second resurrection. It's going to be because people finally see now. People are going to see, but see, we have to go through this. I don't want to say turbulence, but I guess
Carrying the cross.
Yeah, carrying the cross. We got to, yeah, right, exactly. We got to go through that because that's part of the prophecy. So, as far as trying to make people see, I think the answer to that is that we're already doing it. We're already doing it. We're just playing our part. You know what I mean?
So basically, brother, you're saying that they really, really need to be a lot more humbler. They really need to try to try to form some kind of pure heart that they say they love God so much and really be humble, to be able to have their cup filled at this moment of hour.
Right.
And so I brought that up for a very strong reason. I know the answers to it, but I wanted the listeners to really hear, the conversion of enlightenment, and maybe want to try to take this as a warning, when they're sitting here doing the things they're doing to mislead God's people. Another thing I've heard in some of these meetings is that they'll say some things like, "Oh, well, how could you judge this person? And thou shalt not judge this person." And that speaker had good news and this and that. Well, my thing to say to them is at this moment is, how could y'all judge y'all Jew? How could y'all judge and say he is not the Messiah when you haven't even spoken with him? You haven't even taken the initiative to even see his works. You steady coming to his works, judging it by your own works. When are you going to actually gain the understanding and allow yourself to be humble enough and meek like enough to at least try to let the sharpening happen of your sword? You're running around with this dull sword thinking that you're a true soldier. You don't even have your armor, your helmet, your sandals. You don't even have your full armor. When God said we're going to get that from the elite general, the high priest is the one that's going to give us this. So my suggestion to those who are listening, who call themselves preachers or leaders of God or God seekers and spreading his word and having your private meetings and Bible studies and so on and so forth, you're out of order. You're out of order. And in order for you to get an order, you have to get the proper instructions from the head priest. Let me put it that way. There's no other way that you can go about it. You can try to 52 fake it. You can try to call an audible, but it's not going to work. Everything you're going to do, all you're going to do is keep on adding judgment upon yourself and misleading the sheep. So if you truly love God, come watch some videos. Come to some of our meetings on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays at 7 p.m. Central Time. Come and hear and see what God is doing with those saints that have been brought out of the abyss to help lead us to salvation.
Absolutely, brother. And you said it perfectly, man. Just like you said, man, they gotta humble themselves, and that either they do that now or they do it later. But either way, it's written in prophecy that they're gonna do it. So it would be better to humble yourselves, now. Because every knee will take a bow. All eyes will see. So people, got to see that we're, that this is God. So, people are just not seeing that yet. Having a hard time, but all eyes will see. So you can either humble yourself now or be humbled later. So when you said about humbling yourself, brother, you said it perfectly, man. Yeah. So, there you go.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We all got to come together in unity, by, humbling ourselves as children. And that's the only way. It's written that you cannot enter into the kingdom of heaven unless you humble yourself as a little child. How do you do that? You can't come to teach, and you can't come to speak. You have to come to listen. That's just, you got to come to receive God. Children don't pop out the womb trying to teach you. Or they don't. They come up listening and learning, watching and learning, receiving. So it's simple as that. I'm not even gonna try to break it down and make it. No, it's simple. You must humble yourself as a little child in order to enter into the kingdom of heaven. Meaning, you come to the table of God. You can't come. Saying with your plates full and your cups empty. Come with all this defiled. First of all, it's defiled information. It's not the right information. It's defiled knowledge, not the right knowledge. So you cannot come with this pride and ego and all this knowledge, thinking that you're gonna tell God something. So so you gotta recognize the application that this is God, because you think God is about to step out of the sky like a giant. You can't receive. It's hard for you to receive that God is working right now. This is God. This is the doing of God in the raising up of a Messiah that he chose, a high priest, to bring forth his image and the order and structure and justice and judgment into the earth. All right. This is the rebuilding, the temple. This is the ushering in the new heaven and the new earth. We're building. So either y'all going to join us and help build, or, I don't want to sound harsh, but, most likely you'll be builded over. Be builded over. Because, it's written about the ashes, the Mount of Esau becoming stubble, like ashes. Anything that you throw in the fire, it turns to stubble and ashes. So it's basically about tearing it down. So I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna hold back. No, it's about tearing this whole thing down. So if you don't come to help build, you're gonna be rolled over. You're gonna be builded over. You're going to be the ashes underneath the kingdom. The stubble underneath this kingdom. That's what this is about. So if you want to be a part of it, if you want to receive God, if you want to know God, you want to be tight with God, you got to humble yourself as a little child to enter into the kingdom of heaven. Meaning, if you want to really get what God is saying, because God ain't saying it in a way to you where it's like okay, well I'll accept this. Like God is not bringing you the truth in a way personally to you where it's good enough for you. No, see that's the mistake that y'all make. You think that when God shows up, it's gonna be in a way that is good for you, that you can accept. No. God is not coming. See, and I say that by like the way that people expecting God to come and show up. So I don't know for sure that this is God, because he's gonna come out the sky. He's gonna be a 1 trillion foot giant. Fireworks are gonna happen. Just all these things in your imagination so that you can be, satisfied. But see, those are all the signs that the scriptures are talking about. A wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, instead of what? Listening. So you want to see. So what is it saying? You want to see something instead of hearing it. You want to see something with your eyes so you can be satisfied instead of just listening to God. He's not about to perform no magic tricks for you. You see? So once again, God is not coming in a way where it works for you. You ever heard that saying, this is not really working for me? God is not coming in a way where it's going to work for you. He comes how he comes. And either you're going to humble yourself like a child to receive God or not. It's best for you to receive him, though. And recognize the application, how God is working and speaking in the earth and moving in the earth right now. And it's through a man named Judah and his council. All right? And the saints around him. Okay, so judgment and justice and order is being brought to the earth like that. Not in the way that you wanted to see it. Through the Hollywood version. Okay, it's not happening through the Hollywood version. There's no giant stepping out the sky. No, you need to yield at the most profitable time, when it's the hardest for you to yield. See, it's easy to receive anything, a giant or anything superior to you coming out the sky. But is it easy for you to yield when you are puffed up yourself? So that's when it really counts. Can you yield to God that you're puffed up to yourself with knowledge? Because that's what it means to humble yourself like a child. You gotta let go of everything that you think you know.
What did you say again, brother, about what we came to do and what will happen to them? What's going to happen to those who are still not seeing or hearing and their eyes have not been opened? What did you say again? Because I was just listening. I was in the kitchen, but I had to come back to the mic. That was so deep. I think they need to really pay attention to what you said there. Can you repeat that one more time?
I'm not sure what part. I know I was talking about, people just
the part with them being trampled, where they're gonna get rolled over.
Yeah. They're gonna get rolled over, man. This is it's written in prophecy that the house of Esau, the mount of Esau, will become stubble. So at first I was holding back a little bit, but I was like, nah, I'm not gonna hold back. He says, lift up thy voice like a trumpet and spare not. So I'm telling you straight up, if you don't humble yourselves now, you're gonna be humbled. So it's better to humble yourselves now and help build this kingdom and help build the new heaven. You see? But if you don't humble yourself as a child now, you're gonna be humbled. And you don't want to be humble because it's not a good feeling. So being humble means, look, you're gonna get rolled over. So how do you take look, the prophecy says that we are conquerors. Conquerors. So to conquer a kingdom, it's about tearing that kingdom down and rebuilding something, ushering in something new. So if we're building on top of what we just burnt down, well, why do you think it says we breathe fire out our mouths? We're burning everything down. You might call see in the metaphor, you probably look at that as wicked, but nah, this is righteous judgment. That's why Christ came to judge the earth and bring justice in the earth. So he baptized his saints in the fire so that they can breathe fire and burn everything down. How do you do that? With the truth. So everything that is not with us, everyone is not with us, is being burnt up in this fire, in this truth. And you become ashes, stubble under our feet, under this new kingdom that's being built. So yeah, we're just gonna build over you. That's just what the prophecy says. You're gonna be built over. So it's better to humble yourselves now. and support in the building of this new kingdom. And you get that in the story, Nebuchadnezzar and the kings that came to take over Jerusalem and things of that sort. The people were told to submit. If you want to get right with God, you got to submit. They were told to submit. And the ones that didn't submit, they got, they were killed. So you can get this in the story when you read about it and how we were told. When somebody's coming to conquer, this is not about trying to, it's not about trying to say what you know or fight. But yeah, it's a fight, it's a war. But really, you're supposed to submit. All right, so God is coming. God is here. God is building. God is ushering in his kingdom. That's what the rebuilding of the temple in 3 days is about. Is about the time that Christ is here on the earth. He's rebuilding everything, meaning a new heaven, a new earth. Everything is being rebuilt, meaning the structure and the influence that the Roman papacy has over the world. It's being taken. It's being torn down and burnt down as a new heaven and a new earth is rebuilt. This is what John's seen. That's why he's seen a new heaven and a new earth. Because he's seen the destruction of this kingdom of darkness being torn down, being burnt down. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get that in Obadiah, I think. I think it's in Obadiah. Stop. Oh. All right, Obadiah 1 and 18. Obadiah 1, 18. All right, what's this? Let's see here. Where should I start? Hmm. I'm sorry, I'm just reading all the way up. Man. All right. I guess I'm gonna start at the beginning. So, brother Fred, this is basically into what we were just talking about. So, it's Obadiah chapter 1, verse 1. In the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord God concerning Edom. Now we all know who Edom is. Well, I guess we don't all know who Edom is. Everybody thinks Edom is a white man, but look, Esau, Edom is the wicked, the false priesthood, the antichrist. Those that have all been deceived and hold deception in their minds because they've been deceived by the devil, which is the beast system, which is the Roman Catholic Church, and they help continue on the lies that we have been risen up to tear down. So just so you understand, all those that are listening, hear, all right, hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. It says, "Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle." So understand that we are in the battle. Because why? Because Christ has come to judge and make war, to conquer this kingdom, the kingdom of the devil, which is the darkness and the deception on the earth. That's why he's the light that came into the earth. It says, verse 3, "The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, and thou that dwelleth in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high." So once again, who does the world look up to? The Roman Catholic Church, the Pope. This is who the earth holds in high regard. This is who everyone's looking up to. So this is the high habitation. It says, Thou that dwelleth in the clefts of the rocks. That's the, the mountains. So that's why it talks about God's mountain in the last days being the highest mountain, rising to the highest mountain, and all other mountains falling. Because the ones who are in the clefts of the rocks right now, who are the highest mountains, are the wicked. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked, meaning the influence and the status, meaning the throne of David, the influence, the wicked has right now, which is your pope, your papacy. It says, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. Once again, deception, the devil. Thou that dwelleth in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high. Doesn't this sound like the giant? The giant that David has to take down? This is about tearing down and burning down this kingdom. The devil's kingdom, shaming the kingdom of the devil, shaming the devil. So this is the story about the Israelites taking down the giants. Why we're like grasshoppers in their sights? Because we're the lowest on the earth. But everybody is looking up to the wicked. But the righteous are low on the earth right now. But we are rising up. It says, thou that dwelleth in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high. That saith the Lord, his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? I'll tell you who's going to bring you down. David, Christ, Yaju. That's who's going to bring you down. That's what this is. That's the prophecy. To bring down this giant. So that's the pride of the beast system. It's like, who can bring me down? It's the pride of your heart. That's the deception. Because every conversation that I've witnessed, remember, this is about information. Every conversation that I've witnessed, these people, they don't want to yield. They're so prideful that the information that they got is the correct information. But they hold deception, deceiving the people. So they don't easily want to let go. That's why it's talking about the pride of thy heart. You see? So it says, whose habitation is high. I'm talking about bringing everything down right now. That's why I'm reading through this. Whose habitation is high, that saith the Lord in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? So whenever you catch us in these conversations with these people that are still bringing the same old song, the same old information, which is all defiled information, and we're bringing them the information that Christ gave us, the real Messiah, they don't want to let go of their false and defiled information, and they feel so high and mighty that they got the truth, but God never gave it to them, and God never sent them, and they're not supposed to be talking because every man is a liar. But they're so prideful in their lie, in their heart, they're like, well, who can speak against what I'm saying? So they don't want to yield. So this is talking about the pride in everyone's heart that is speaking on God and lying on God, when really you're supposed to be quiet in the day of the Lord. You're supposed to be quiet in the Sabbath day. It's a day of rest. You're supposed to rest from the lies and rest in the truth. You see? Stop working these lies. Look, it says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, though thou set thy nest amongst the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. This is all about bringing the kingdom of the devil down. But this ain't talking about what's in the sky. This is talking about everything that's in the earth. So what is high in the earth like a giant? High habitation. Who dwells in the clefts of the rocks? Who has the information that everybody looks up to in the earth? The Roman Catholic Church. The Pope. That is the mark of the beast system. That is the devil, the image of the devil. This is why they must be brought down, because they are the ones that hold the influence. And all their little minions are our people that fabricate and take their lies to a whole nother level. So this is what we're talking about bringing brought down. This is not literal. This is the system. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest amongst the stars, thence I will bring thee down. All right, I'm going to skip ahead here. It says, verse 7, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom? So you think this is talking about people in the sky? Or is this talking about what's happening in earth? It says, destroy the wise men of Edom. Who is Edom? Esau, or the false priest with the false information. So this is about tearing down the institution of lies that governs the earth right now. This is about tearing down the institution of lies fabricated by the Roman papacy, that is in these lies and this dominion influence has spread all over the earth. All right? And so this is about tearing this down. And I got one more verse. So it says, shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men? So this is about the knowledge. The war is about the knowledge on the earth. False knowledge and the righteous knowledge. Should I not destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau? Man. And the mighty man, O Timon, shall be dismayed. So they're going to be confused. To the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off and slaughtered. All right? So this is about bringing down the false priesthood. The wicked. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked, right? All right, let me just skip to the scripture that I wanted to get to. I don't want to read all of this. It says, all right, 17. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. So, didn't I just say through the whole broadcast that the saints shall take the kingdom? It just said, but upon the house, the Mount of Zion, which is the mountain of God that every nation is going to begin to come to. Deliverance shall be, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. So we're taking everything because the saints shall possess the kingdom. In the house of Jacob shall be a fire. Ooh. So remember, I keep talking about this fire. We've been baptized in fire. Christ has put fire in us. We're born of the fire, baptized of it, which is that truth. In the house of Jacob shall be fire. In the house of Joseph, a flame. You got to understand what this means so you understand now. This means that a new heaven and a new earth, the mountain of God is what's going to be the highest mountain on the earth. This is the truth that everyone is going to flow to. But first, people got to recognize who God is and his image, which is Christ Yahweh. Understand? In the house of Jacob shall be a flame. In the house of Joseph, the house of Jacob shall be fire. In the house of Joseph, a flame. In the house of Esau, for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau. For the Lord have spoken it. Did you just hear that? It said any remaining. So all the false priests, all those that are a part of the lie and the deception, the devil, this beast system, is all coming down. Why? Because we're going to burn it down. You're just going to be stubble. You're going to be built over. Go ahead, brother Fred.
Oh my goodness. I didn't know where that there was so powerful, bro. I was just getting so much chills and just clarity and just coming from all this and I just thought about, you know, the Roman statue made of bronze and copper and all these other different minerals, and when it got down to the part made of clay, they described this great nation that they call United States as that clay. And the ideal of that is how hollow clay is inside, and with the iron rod of God, it was going to crack that vessel, and it was going to crack and shatter into pieces, and it was going to be broken. The whole system was going to be broken. So we're not talking about a literal physical war here.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't talking about violence.
Mm-hmm.
The saints ain't coming here to provoke riots. We're not here to bring violence. We're not here to draw guns and cause war. We're talking about with the very word of God. We're going to break this system from the deception that has been put up on all of mankind. This is what I'm seeing. And that fire that they talk about, and the fire warm more than brimstone that's cast.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Woo. We ain't talking about something literal here. We ain't talking about volcanoes that's erupted and the earth being destroyed, people. This is a spiritual thing that's being torn down right before your eyes from these saints and what God is doing with his son that he sit here for all of mankind. This is what I'm seeing right now. I'm seeing these prophetic works in the making as you speaking right now, brother, and what we actually doing and looking into the things that are around us. Again, we're not here inciting riots or wars. I just want to make that clear because I know it's a lot of warriors and a lot of people out there ready to fight for God and will stand for their country and believe in what God has to do. But this is not what we're trying to do. We're trying to get God's order back to the people so that order can clear out that deception. The true enemy is what I'm seeing and what I'm getting from this right now. The devil is that deception. This holy war that's being fought is for us to understand what a war actually is. It's within our conscience. We have to wake up, people. That's what we have to do. We have to utilize what John 3:16 is and value that love that God had for us and what he's done for us and realize what war we really fighting. Now, anything outside of this conscience that happens that results in killing children and mothers and families, that is not of God. I just want y'all to understand that. Okay? It's allowed to happen, but it's not of God. That is not what we here and sent to do. The battle we fighting is to get you to realize in your conscious states how you've been deceived and lost. And when you're able to get rid of that sickness, then all things will be made new. Because then we as the people can come together and be governed under God's powerful authority that he sent here for us and be able to unify with a new covenant, a new Jerusalem, a new life, a new world, a new way of thinking, a new conscious state. That is what got all this going. This is what sin is. This is what actually sin is in the world. This is how everything is transpiring. That's why it has to be made new. Your minds have to be circumcised.
Absolutely. Absolutely, brother. That's it. This is Obadiah 1:14. I'm sorry, 15. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain. So basically, you sat in the seat. You sat in the seat. All right, that is meant for God. You know, it's meant for the one that was chosen to sit in that seat. So we're not talking about a literal seat. We're talking about the influence, the status, y'all. It says, "For you have drunk upon my holy mountain," meaning you sit in Moses' seat. "So shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, They shall drink and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. Wow. They shall be as though they should not been. So once the new heaven and the new earth is completely built, it's going to be like, the Pope, this wicked state and darkness that the Pope has the world in. It's going to be like it never was, because this truth and this new kingdom, this new heaven and this new earth is going to be forever. So this truth is going to spread throughout all eternity. It's going to echo in eternity. It says, verse 17, but upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. So it's prophecy that we are taking the influence over the earth, because we're the ones that are building the new kingdom and the new heaven and the new earth. So anything that is in our way, we're burning down and to build over it. That's why it talks about Esau becoming stubble. We didn't just tear it down, we burnt it down until it became ashes. This is the prophecy, y'all. So that's why we're talking about earlier. Look, either you're going to humble yourself now, or you'll be humbled later. It's better to humble yourselves. Humble yourselves as little children so you can be a part of the new kingdom. In the house of Jacob shall be fire. In the house of Joseph a flame. In the house of Esau for stubble. Any wood, any paper, anything that you put in the fire that's not precious metals, it will turn to stubble, which is ashes at the sole of your feet. In the house of Esau, Esau represents the priesthood of the devil, the false council, the council of Nicaea, the papacy, the Pope, the Roman Catholic Church and their ideologies and their doctrines, all of the lies. That is the beast system. That is the deception. That is the devil. That is Esau. So Esau is your false priesthood that has went out before the true priesthood of God, which is why the devil have deceived, meaning past tense. The devil have deceived the whole world already, meaning the lie was already put out. Earth was already flooded with the lie. But see, the ark is here, and you're supposed to get on the ark. You're supposed to get on the boat so you can be saved from that flood. If you understand the analogy, if you understand the parable, if you understand the metaphor. It's written, in the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them. So you know how you kindle the fire? This is all talking about fire and burning a kingdom down. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken it. So after this is all said and done, there ain't going to be one false prophet left. They're all going to be burnt down with their empire, which is the empire of deception. So look, y'all, once again, this is about humbling yourself in order to enter into the new kingdom, even to help build the new kingdom. You know, because we're all going to be rewarded for our works. You know, but if you fight against it, well, we already read what your fate is. So I'll yield on that for now. Anyone else have anything else they want to bring out tonight, or because I'll be wrapping it up with a few more scriptures, finishing up the what we were looking into, what we were going over earlier. You know, if not, then yeah, I'll just get back into that.
No, I just want to add in again when you were saying earlier about them, these preachers and things. you know, trying to take the seat to get out of the seat. When I all I could think about is them trying to sit in the Messiah's chair in this position. I thought about a old little nursery thing of the three bears and God's house being where the bears slept, and they came and they found that somebody had been sleeping in their bed. Who been sleeping in my bed? I know I got a little humor with this right now, but that's what came to my mind at that time, and all I could do is connect the two. And what God's gonna be saying, you know, about His Son be returning back to the house of God. You know, it just all died and it just came together right there. Who's been sleeping in my bed? I just want to throw that out there. You know, yeah. You know, the wolf was very clever when he tried to do and taking over the bear's house. You know, so I just wanted to share that, man.
For sure, brother, man. Yeah, man. This stuff is it's clear, man, and it's happening. So, you know, I don't want to see, you know, brothers and sisters rolled over, man. But if you're against God, if you're a friend of the world, you're an enemy of God. You know, and now that God is revealing Himself, if you don't if you fight against God, you know your fate is already sealed. This is what this stuff is about. You know, so when I think about it, it's I just think about all the relationships that I have with certain individuals, and a lot of them, damn, like people really filled with pride. And here I thought it was gonna be, man, when the day that Christ is revealed to us, when we see Christ, man, all of the people that I kind of walk this walk with, you know what I mean? We were all gonna just go run into Him. And that just wasn't the reality. A lot of people are against God and don't even know it. A lot of people are their true colors show when the time comes. So now that knowledge is increased and it's being revealed who God is, who the devil is, it's showing people's true nature. And I really thought that all the brothers, man, that I came up with, man, in this awakening across the country, you know, with you know, so-called, you know, black people, especially those ones that, you know, constantly was talking about Christ and how much they love Christ, how much they gonna follow Christ. You know what I'm saying? And then now that it's time to actually live that, people were speaking against it.
Foolish cowards. That's what it is. They don't have the courage.
But
I don't see the courage in them.
But the hard part is, brother, is
you
that
know?
these were people that I knew. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
That I walked with.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like,
I know. Listen, whether we knew them or not, right? Just think about it. Why ain't nobody excited? You see, that's the key thing. You know, something has got a hold of their minds, man. That they just can't see it. They don't want to believe it. It's ego and pride, false courage, foolish pride. There's many names for that what people are witnessing with them holding on to their belief systems and so on and so forth. You know, and they say they so drowned in those scriptures that they don't know how to come to reality anymore. They're out of reality. Satan has put a very serious deception on humanity, and it has a psychological effect to these people and their minds. And it's sad, you know, and it's really sad that this mental impairment is spreading, and it's spreading and spreading and spreading, continue to spread, and just get worse and worse and worse. We got to put a stop to that virus. That poison manna has to be stopped. And if they don't see that the Messiah is here now, I hope they see him when he's raised up for them to see, because that's when the trampling is going to come, ladies and gentlemen. And that time is when you're really going to be judged.
Yeah, all eyes will see. And that's the time. That's not. Yeah, that's more so the time of shame. So, yeah, y'all. We just getting back to Revelations. I got a few more scriptures I'm gonna bring out for the night, and we'll go from there, y'all. But yeah, definitely very powerful, Brother Fred. Yes, sir. All right, so we back in Revelations chapter 12, verse 9. And it's written, the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil. That old serpent, why is he called that old serpent? It's not a coincidence that there's an old song and there's a new song. So what does God say? God says, I make all things new. Right? So a new heaven and a new earth is about the new structure. All right, the new institution of purity and truth that governs the earth. This is the ushering in of God's kingdom, of the true kingdom of God, of heaven. Mindset. So that's what's to be ushered in the earth. Okay? And the old heaven and the old earth passed away, which is what? The lie. So it's something that we ain't supposed to be dealing with no more. It's old. It's done. So this is why that old serpent called the devil, right? And Satan, who deceiveth the whole world. He's deceived the whole world, y'all. So that means anything prior to Christ being risen. Nigger. All right, so I'm gonna lock the whole thing now.
Absolutely. There he goes, using his vessels.
So anything prior to the true Christ being risen in the earth, anything prior to the Christ being risen in the earth, the true Christ, it was all deception. It was all a lie. That was the devil, y'all. That is the devil. And all that is trickled down from your Roman Catholic Church, your papacy. All right, your government. The government ain't the guys in black suits. The government is the Pope. That's who control the government, y'all. That's the elite. So when the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, who do you think it's talking about? It's talking about who the earth holds in highest regard to the closest thing to God, which is the giant, which is the mega, who the earth looks up to. That is the giant. It's your Roman papacy, which is why they came out and said, look, they've been lying. The devil revealed himself. It has to, because in the last days, all, knowledge will increase. So in order for this to be like, a real war or fair, everyone has to know what side there is. You see? Everyone has to know. So people got to know God's way, then they got to know the devil's way, and then they choose. So can't you see that the devil just, devil just let you know who he is? I played that video earlier. And God is also letting you know who he is. What side are you going to choose? You should probably choose the side that is written, who will prevail, the conquerors. That's what we were just reading about, tearing down and burning down this kingdom of darkness so that God's kingdom, the new heaven and the new earth, can prevail. That's what this is about, y'all. So look, listen, That great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Now, this is not talking about cast out into the earth, is meaning that you no longer hold a place in heaven. You see? You no longer hold a place in the place of influence. So they were cast out once the saints of God conquered and took the kingdom. So this is the prophecy. The saints of God shall take the kingdom, meaning we shall take the influence, all right, and take the status and the authority over the earth that the Roman the Roman Empire holds over the earth now. That is the image of the beast, image of the devil. So when it says his angels were cast out with him, it's talking about the ministers and the messengers of the lie, of the deception, which is millions of people all over the earth. I'm going to show you guys that in a minute. All right, so the Pope is the Pope, and then those that believe in the doctrines that the Pope has put out, the papacy, and their ideologies, and those that help continue that deception. Those are the angels that were cast out with the devil. So when we're talking about Satan deceiving the whole world, and he was cast out into the earth and his angels with him, we're talking about those the deception. We're talking about the papacy, the Roman Empire, the ideologies, and those that spread and teach those things, which are pastors, preachers, our people. Anyone who's fabricating and continuing that lie will be cast out of this place of influence over the earth. And that's why it says the saints will take the kingdom. All right. And then verse 7. And there was war in heaven, and Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. So you got to see, if I said that the angels that were cast out, it's not talking about a war taking place in up in the sky. It's talking about the war that's happening on earth right here. So there was a war in heaven, meaning in the place on the earth of influence, the fight for influence, the fight for power. There was a war there. Y'all see? There was a war in the place where lies the influence over the earth. And this is what is being taken by the saints. So we conquer, and then we take the status and the influence over the earth, y'all. So just so you understand. And there was war in heaven. So that's what that means. The war for the right mindset on the earth to be introduced. There's a war on who's going to introduce the right mindset and the right information. There's a war. Michael and his angels. So priest against priest. You got the false priest and you got the rightful priest. So you got the council of Christ and his saints, and then you got the council of Nicaea, which is the devil and his priest. Meaning those that hold lies and they continue, and they don't look like they're telling lies because they're preachers, they're pastors, they're ministers, they're scholars, they're people that hold degrees and went to biblical and Bible colleges, professors, bishops, and all these people, in these religious sects and churches. They look like they're telling the truth, but they're really telling lies. Right? So Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. So this is the war, y'all. The war to expose the lies on the earth, and those with the truth and those with the lies. That's the war. That's what this war is talking about. So I'm not going to get too much more into that. Verse 8. And prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. So the prophecy says when we conquer, when we finish our testimony, our prophecy, prophesying to the whole earth about the truth about God, when we finish, there is no more place found for those that are a part of the lie on this earth, because we're extinguishing all the whole lie. All right. John chapter 2 verse 18. So when we're talking about that the priesthood of the devil is a group of people, all starting from the Roman Catholic Church and the Pope, all the way down to the masses of people that believe their lies and preach their lies. Listen here. 1 John 2:18, little children, it is the last time, as ye have heard, that antichrist shall come. Even now are there many antichrists. It said there are many antichrists. So it's those that are without Christ. Many antichrists are those that are marked by the beast, those that believe the lie, that have the deception in their mind. So those are that's the masses that are under the doctrines of the Roman Catholic Church, and the ideologies, and the deception, and the vain imaginations. Everyone that believes in the lie of the 2,000-year-old Christ, and he's supposed to be coming from the sky, and all that stuff. So how does the devil deceive the whole world? Well, it would be easy to deceive the whole world by making you think and fabricating a lie, giving you the lie that, well, Christ came thousands of years ago. So now when the real Messiah, is risen from the earth, you won't receive the real Messiah because you received a fake version, a fairy tale version of the Messiah. You see what I'm saying? False information about the Messiah. That he came thousands of years ago and that he's coming back out the sky. That is the lie. So that will definitely keep you from receiving the real Messiah that's risen from amongst us, like the scriptures talk about. I'm sorry, that's what's written in the scriptures. It's only written that there would be one risen amongst us, a high priest, that would be the Messiah, not someone coming out the sky. That was a lie, somehow twisted and melted, mixed in with Bible prophecy, because that's what they told you. And that's what they showed you on TV and in movies, and now you got this false reality of how Christ comes when he was just a regular man risen amongst us. And you think he came thousands of years ago when the prophecy says that he will be risen up in the last days. He would be walking on the earth in the last days. So look, this is the knowledge increasing, the truth coming out. So how does the devil deceive the whole world? That's how. By giving you a lie, so you won't receive the true Messiah when he's risen. You won't even reckon. You won't even be looking for a Messiah, because you thought he already came. And if you are looking for him, you're looking for him in the wrong place, which is the sky. You see how that can keep you from receiving the real Messiah, and that makes you fall into the prophecy of what? What prophecy? Many should reject the Son of Man. Many. Because you're looking for him in the wrong place, and you don't even know that he's amongst you. That's how the devil has deceived the whole world. Christ is the one that will speak for God. Not the Pope, not pastors, not ministers. Because remember, everyone prior to Christ being risen is in deception. Just so you understand. All right, look. So if there's many antichrists, then there's many liars. Because those that are antichrist are those that are without Christ. So those that are without Christ don't have the truth, because Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. So if you haven't spoken to Christ, if you haven't received the truth from Christ, you don't have the truth. If you haven't confessed Christ in the flesh, you don't know Christ. So the first step is to find out who the Messiah is, because he's supposed to be walking the earth in the last days. Then to confess him, then to build with him. Sit down and eat and drink with him. Then you'll know and begin to know God. So unless you have started that process, you are antichrist, meaning you are without Christ, y'all. And those that are without Christ but still reading the Bible and talking about God, they are liars. So this is the war. This is what we're in war with. All right. 1 John 2:19. They went out from amongst us, but they were not of us. So once again, the devil has deceived the whole world already. So the false priests, they already fabricated and put out their lie. So now when the truth would be risen up in this last hour, it will be hard to receive, because you've had a diet full of lies this whole time. So it's not going to be easy to transition to a diet of truth when you've been ingesting lies this whole time. You've been eating defiled information, defiled bread. So it's not going to be easy. Just the same way it's not easy physically to transition from you eating, a bunch of flesh, animal flesh, and dead, dead food. I'm sorry, not food, but dead things like animal flesh and cheese and, you know what I'm saying? All these things that have no nutrients in it. You've been digesting and eating that stuff for a long time. And then you hear that you need to transition and become a vegan or eat the things with the highest nutrition on the earth, like plants and vegetables and fruits. It's going to be hard to transition in that when all you've digested your whole life is all the dead stuff. So it's going to be hard from going from dead to eating life, to eating death to eating life. So if you've been, same thing spiritually, if you've been digesting and had a diet full of lies, it's going to be hard to digest truth. For they went out out from us, but they were not of us. So this is talking, look, Esau, even though Esau's our twin, he looks just like us, there's a certain group of people that ain't of us. And they're telling lies. But they look like us. They look like priests, but they're false priests. And those are the ones that have the Roman doctrine, the Roman Catholic Church doctrine, and all the ideologies, all the vain imaginations, all the fairy tale version of Christ coming, instead of the reality version of Christ, which is just to be risen amongst us, chosen amongst us, not somebody coming out the sky. You ain't never seen it happen. You ain't never going to see it happen. So why are you still waiting for that? They went out from among us, but they were not of us. For if they had been of us, they would not. For if they had been of us, they would no doubt have continued with us. So they would be. So if they were with us, then they would be standing with us right now. They would understand this truth. But they went out that they might be made manifest that they were not all of us. So even though Esau is our twin brother, even though, there's a lot of people, a lot of black people out there preaching, reading from the Bible, talking about God, they're not of this group that God has chosen in the last day. And everybody likes to say, oh, well, now we just all got to come together. But there's a lot of us that are not of us. There's a lot of us that are not of God. You see? There's a lot of us that are not of God. But they look like they are. So the distinguishing between the righteous and the wicked is those that confess Christ in the flesh versus those that keep believing in this fairy tale version of Christ coming thousands of years ago and believing that he's coming from the sky. Those are all the people that don't have the true Christ. They don't really know Christ because they keep believing in this imaginary thing when we're telling you, no, the real Christ is right here. You can grab him and hold on to him. So who really is the antichrist? The ones that are not trying to physically hold on to Christ, because Christ is a real life man. Yaju Judah, y'all. So once again, the antichrist are those that they believe in the story about Christ, but they won't confess Christ in the flesh. See? It's that easy, y'all. That's how you can tell the difference. And I'm about to read that so you know the difference. Verse 4 in 1 John 4 and 2. Hereby know ye that the Spirit of God, every spirit that confesseth that Christ is come in the flesh is of God. And every spirit that confesseth not that Christ is come in the flesh is not of God. This is the spirit of Antichrist. So didn't I just say that? All those that don't believe that Christ is come, meaning he's here now in the flesh, they're not of God. Meaning all those that are believing that he came 2,000 years ago and they won't confess him in the flesh today in this generation, guess what? They're an Antichrist. They're without Christ. Meaning they're just simply walking here talking about Christ, but they're without him. See, us, we witness Christ, we confess him in the flesh, therefore we are not without Christ. So we have Christ. But all these people that believe in the stories about Christ, but they won't confess him or believe that he's here today in the flesh, guess what? They are without Christ. So, it's as simple as that, y'all. I'll finish the verse. Every spirit that confesseth not that Jesus Christ is come in the flesh is not of God. And this is the spirit of Antichrist. So if I read to you earlier that there are many Antichrists, then you can see how those are the same individuals that are coming in Christ's name, meaning they speak about Christ, right? And they speak in Christ's name, and they represent him, but they're not of Christ because they don't believe he's in the flesh. So they're speaking about Christ, deceiving many people because they speak on his name and all this stuff. But they won't confess him in the flesh, which means those are the liars, those are the deceivers, those are the true antichrists, or those that won't accept this truth, that Christ is in the flesh in the last days. As simple as that, y'all. So, how does the devil deceive the whole world? He gives you the lie has been given, the lie is set. Many people won't believe in this last hour that Christ is here in the flesh. So because the devil made you believe that he already came thousands of years ago and that when he's returning, he's coming out the sky. So that's how the devil has deceived the whole world. So people won't receive the truth when they need to receive it. And now is the time that they need to receive the truth. But they think they already got the truth. So they have been deceived. That's how the devil has deceived the whole world. Now that the truth is here, because many people have been deceived with the lie, they believe they already got the truth. They won't recognize the real Messiah is a real man amongst us in the flesh. They won't accept that because they've been given a version that's not how It happens. Oh no, he came 1,000 years ago, and when he comes out, he's coming out the sky. No, that's not what the prophecy said. It said that Christ would be in the flesh in the last days, and that he would be risen amongst us, a high priest, a regular man. Never talked about him coming from the sky. But somehow the devil made you believe that he will be coming out the sky and that he came thousands of years ago because you misinterpret scriptures. Meaning, you take your private interpretations and think that they're right, and they're not. Only one man was to come in the last days and give us the right interpretation. And that's where you guys are failing. So with that said, I yield. Unless anybody else want to say anything, I yield from tonight. And yeah, that's my take on how the devil has deceived the whole world.
This was a really good topic, brother. I really, really received and more acknowledgement of the truth that's set inside of me. I think that some important points that you made was just recognizing what deception truly is. Because in order for you to defeat your enemy, you must know thy enemy. Know the deep things of your enemy. And that's scripture. God asks us in scriptures, written in the scriptures, to get to know the deep things of Satan. We got to know our enemy in order to conquer him. So deception is the devil. That is your enemy. This is what plagues our consciousness, and puts these vain imaginations in our mind, makes us be creating our own belief systems. That's why you have so many things stem from religion. Religion is the devil's atomic weapon. That weapon that was formed have branched off in so many different types of religions from it. It doesn't matter. It's all watered down truth, people. Recognize that deception is in many forms. You can't cover it up, It's just like you're trying to wipe a stain off a white shirt. There's going to still be a stain there. It ain't going to be as clean as it's supposed to be. So it's something for you to really acknowledge. And then there's another key message I got out of tonight. In order for you to be able to renew that, you must go through the sun. Not the sun in the sky, but the one sit here for us. That persecution and washing of the blood of the Lamb and crucifixion and all that was all allegory of what the Messiah is doing with God's people now in these days. That's thinking out of the deception. That's being in the knowing. You have to recognize why God sent his only begotten son here for us and know who your enemy is and what weapons he used against you. Very important. And the strong other message I got of this is it's a change of mind frame, a new conscious state. The new song is a new conscience. And if you look at all the religions, they all have some kind of, even back to the ancient Egyptian times, raising the higher conscious state back to its original form. Because at that point in time, that's when we were all with God. But when we allowed this deception to come in, and let these religions create and mimic our lives, we became puppet strings for Satan. Do you understand that? Them strings have to be cut. So my thing is, I learned a lot just even being in my knowing to keep being refreshed of this truth and this knowledge. But I can keep rolling in this and keep rolling in it. It's time for you people to wake up is what I'm getting. It's time for you guys to recognize truly who your enemy is and be able to conquer oneself. And you're not going to be able to do it by yourself. You're going to try everything you could. You've been doing that. You've been Bible thumping. You've been in the waters and being baptized. You had all the oils. You've been using the crystals. You've been burning the incense. You've been doing all these things to align yourself with the truth, but you still ain't been set free. You can't dance around what God has made and manifested to be done. You must go through the Son in order for this to take place. There's no other way. Without a doubt, there is no other way. Do you understand? The light that you seeing and you think you seeing is leading you back into the wilderness. It's actually creating a maze for you. So you're wandering in the wilderness. You want to be found and lifted out, and you have to go to the lighthouse that God built. That is the only light you're going to be able to see out of that darkness. Not the ones your brothers are creating, not the one the enemy is creating, not the one that you burning, not your campfires you're making. Those are only small lights compared to the light that God has for us. So this is what I got out of tonight. And it's such a beautiful thing to be a part of this blessing. And I just keep rejoicing with tears of joy for it. And I just thank God for sending his only begotten son here for us.
Absolutely, brother, man. Couldn't have said it better. All praises to the Father and Yahju, man. For any of those that want to come in, the meeting, the panel is open. It's unlocked. But we are coming to the end of the broadcast tonight. A lot of good stuff came out, especially from Brother Fred and what he shared. A lot of powerful insight and correction. So listen to what the Spirit has to say to the churches, because now is the time and now is the hour. All right, the hour of manifestation of God in the kingdom of heaven. All right, we are in the last day, the last hour, the last minute, and the new heaven and the new earth is being created. So either you are with God or against God. Okay, we're in a war that you can't even see unless you circumcise your ears. We're literally in a war that you read about the angels fighting against the angels. That's all happening right now. And you've been tricked and duped and deceived that all these things are or disconnected from you. But all the Bible is all it's talking about is us in the earth. When it talks about angels, it's talking about us in the earth. It talks about a war, it's talking about us. It talks about Michael, it's talking about Christ and the rest of the angels fighting against the devil and the dark angels. Those with the false information and the lie, and those with the truth in Christ. You see? This is all this is about, you know? And just because you go to church and you're labeled a Christian and you say you believe in Jesus, that don't make you somebody with the truth. The ones with the truth are those that have confessed Christ in the flesh, those that understand that he's the Messiah, is a man, a regular man that's risen amongst us in these last days. All right? And he is not, no one's coming out the sky. So if you still believe that, you have been deceived. Okay? You've been deceived if you still believe that. So this is the truth being revealed in the last days that Christ is amongst us, and this is how the devil has deceived the whole world by making you believe different.
Babe, you see my headphones?
All right, so
my bad, Zamar.
Peace, brother Terry. Did you have any questions or comments?
Your headphones?
I just been listening. Hey, Fred, peace, brother.
All right, yeah. So we're coming to the end of the tonight's broadcast. So I just want to make sure if anyone had any questions or comments, now is the time, so that we can close out the broadcast.
I don't want so. Peace, brother Fred. I love when you be talking, bro. It just brings me closer to a lot of things that you be saying.
Brother Frederick, did you want to respond?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, Terry.
Yeah, we can hear you, brother.
Yeah, brother Fred. I've been on here. I've been trying to get on for a while, but I love when brother Fred talk, bro. Like he does that, just like I love when you talk. Like I love when everybody talk on the panel. We need to do that much more. And I know I ain't been here in a while, but I've been trying to find everything. You know what I mean? Hold on, let me see. I want to see myself. I don't know what I gotta do. I'm not too good with social media, man.
It's all good,
I'm
brother.
trying to find out how to. I'm trying to find out how to get on Bigo and all that. I don't know how I found Zoom, but I'm here.
For sure.
Man, I can't. Hold on. Let me try to do something. Don't sign off yet because I was here listening. And I missed the earlier one when it was in DC because I was listening to videos off of Yazoo page. Off of Arca. Yeah.
Well, the real
I'm trying to find. I'm trying to figure it
the
out,
real
man.
gold, man, is when you hear the Messiah speak, brother. You know, that's where you get the real gold, man. So, you know, I'd
Yeah,
rather
he the
watch
truth.
I'd rather be watching the videos, man, than.
I don't watch TV. I be on my phone all day listening to Yazoo.
Mm-hmm.
Like TV gonna throw you off. Like this Israel Palestine thing that's going on. I'm not into that. The will is gonna happen. The will of God is gonna happen. So we shouldn't even worry about that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna happen. So what was written was written. It ain't
I just
specific,
want
but
to tell you something real quick, Terry. I appreciate all the compliments you give me, right? But everything
I
that is
feel you, bro.
happening is from the power of God and being given through the Son. Without y'all, you, bro, I would still being turned away from this side of life and just staying in my spiritual thing that I was all into. When I met this brother and heard the spirit of truth speak through him, he woke up every torch that can be lit inside of me again. He gave me hope and salvation and truth again, where I felt that was lost in the world. So, you know, there's no other like God's son and what he has done for us, man. I can't take no credit for nothing that's happening with me or any of the enlightenment of truth that is happening with me. I gotta give credit where credit is due. So it's important for me to step in and take the applause, but I have to give it to where it comes from. That's what being a humble servant, an obedient, loyal servant of God and His Son and what He's doing for us. You know, you see, we can't allow ourselves to soak in that because that creates bitterness. Judas forms in you, ego. It makes a lot of poison start taking away from the true light. Another thing that I wanted to say to you, brother, like I told you before, man, everybody ain't made to have to speak, brother, and not everybody have to be the ones who's been anointed from epistles to apostles. There's in this body that's under Christ. There's
bro.
many,
Can
many,
I say something?
many.
Let me step in. Let me step in. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but
Uh huh.
it's crazy because the way you talking to me, I know I'm not like fluent and just like speaking publicly, and it's like, and I feel that kind of way. But when I be listening to Yazoo and you, Frederick, you, Zamar, anybody, Poor, Pimp C Daddy, everybody talk, it'd be like everything comes to my brain. But how can I relay it to somebody? That's how I think. That's just how I think. So
That's what
it
I was
was
trying to
like,
get to tell you about your light. Your light is that fire. It's
yeah,
burning in you.
and that's
It's
crazy.
coming.
That's what
It's coming.
I was about to get to that. I was about to get to that, but go ahead. I want you to give it to me. Give it to me.
No, that's all I was just trying to stumble with you is to hold on to that light because as long as you hold that light and you bear witness to what's taking place, you being a very, very humble servant. Do you understand? So when it's time for you, when you gather all these pieces from everything you see from your brothers and sisters, brother, and it's time for you to speak, oh my goodness. You
Ooh.
know, I just want to just put that to you that way to just show that what you're doing is the right approach, brother. Just keep bear witnessing to what's going on. Spread the good news and just keep absorbing and sponging in this knowledge and communion with the love and in the spirit of truth that's residing with you, brother.
Thank you, brother. This made me feel a lot better because I've been like, what's my purpose? What's my purpose? Should I go out here and do this? I can't do it like Poor do it. I can't do it like Frederick do it. I gotta do it like Terry do it. You know what I'm saying? I gotta do it my way. We was, you know what I'm saying? So now I
Listen,
understand.
God has many fundamentals and ways and tools of how He utilizes His works. Nobody never thought a small handful will come up with the iron rod of God and spirit of truth with the elite general leading them to crack the vessel of the foot of the soldier that was speaking of in Revelations. That clay-like vessel. See, we coming from within. We ain't coming with no tanks. How do you take down a giant? We have a slingshot. And the one that's slinging the slingshot, you
Goliath
understand what I'm
going down
saying?
because David here.
So,
Yeah,
so
I
just
hear
know
you.
that everybody has position. Like I said, you could be a lethal secret weapon later on, brother. You know, you
Later
just
on.
wait for your crawling in it. You know, just keep holding on and supporting us the way you are. That's the best thing you can do, honestly,
That's
because
all I
a
do.
lot
I
of these
don't even
things.
watch TV no more. I don't do none of that. I be stalking. I stalk y'all Juju, bro. I'm yearning for more discernment. Like
That's
that's
it.
all I do all day, bro. If I'm not in the streets handling stuff for my kids or nothing, I get home and I get on this thing. Did y'all you do something new today? Is he lying? Did he put him and Arch Evolution did something? Frederick did something. Pimp C did something. Poole did something. James did something. I'm on it. Lena did something. Like that's what I know. That's my y'all my family, bro. Y'all my family. I don't care what nobody say, bro. Like y'all can't tell me nothing. I'm gonna bear my cross. I'm gonna walk with them. So if y'all think I'm crazy, fine, okay. And when he's risen up, and every eye should see, every knee should bend, every head should bow. I'm sticking with that. I'm gonna stand on it, right? Because I've never heard nothing like this before. I'm 42, bro. I've been in church my whole life. I've been in church my whole life, and I've never heard anything to this magnitude. Like it's gotta be, something though. That's it's it. That's it. And they be trying to make it seem like everybody's so sophisticated and so that. Yazoo ain't there. Yazoo from Baton Rouge. He talk that shit. He talk just like we talk. So why you can't hear it? Because you gotta have that blessing. But I won't tell people that because then they gonna make people feel some kind of way. Oh, you telling me I ain't got the blessing? No, I ain't gonna tell you that way. That's why I play it all day, every day. And I be trying to debunk. I can't, and I know. And I did that for the jump for the first 2 weeks. After that, it was over with. I'm there. It's it. Like you can't tell me nothing else. He the truth. That's he the truth. Y'all shoot the truth, bro. Y'all
Your
shoot the
purpose
truth.
is coming, brother. I just wanted to tell you that personally because I feel your eagerness, and I know and I noticed that in you, and you when the spirit comes in, it does wonders for all of us in some kind of way, you know. So
See,
just
and I don't even
just
see it
remember what
like
I
that.
said.
Like that's how you know God work in mysterious ways. Cause I be listening to y'all shit, but I be like, yeah, just say this, and then when people be making points and talking, and it's like I can't get online right then and there. I'm like, yeah, but I want to give them points, and then I just forget about it. And I think about it, I'm like, okay, maybe it was my time to say that. It's gonna come when it's supposed to come. It's
That's
the
right,
will of
brother.
God.
So
It's the will.
that's
It's the
right.
will. It's the will.
So don't get discouraged or feel discouraged, man. Your
I'm
your
never
your
gonna. I'm
your purpose is
no.
your purpose is gonna shine to you. It's gonna shine. You're gonna have the
I'm not
opportunity to display
discouraged.
your
I
love
just
back.
believe, bro.
That's right.
It's
So
not.
that was
I'm
just my
never
words of
discouraged.
encouragement to you, Big T.
Thank you, Fred. Bro, I love to hear your ass talk too, bro. Cause people like, oh, he cussing, he smoking, he this and that. But people don't understand. Like it ain't about cursing and smoking and this and that, because Christ gonna be risen up among us. Among us means a lot of things. Among us, we did all the sinning in there. Y'all should say it too. But guess what? Christ gonna use him because people, you know what I'm saying, he did what we did. So now either you gonna hear or you don't hear. And that's the blessing. You either gonna hear or you don't hear. But you see him from where he was before. He said he was in the streets. His brother was in the streets. He was thugging. Like Jesus Christ was too. But I know what Jesus means and I know what that means. But that's just a man. I understand. I just know I understand. That's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I love it because it's real. It's real, bro. And people understand that. And I understand why they don't. Because we've been, since we was born, we was indoctrinated with this Roman Catholic this shit. The Roman Catholics fed us our whole life. Because I was once into that too. Like, but it didn't make sense to me. So that's the enlightenment. Like, okay, God gonna bless the ones who was really pure at heart. Like, they just tell me you see you was pure at heart. You was just pure at heart. And he was righteous. And it is what it is. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. Or whoever listening, I hurt your feelings. Okay, cool. But that's what it is. It is what it is. And I can guarantee you, we all got some covered. We got a covered denominations. I guarantee you, we do. That's how you know good. Oh, I know. Bro, this made me feel some kind of way. Like a kid, bro. I feel like a kid again. Like I feel like I'm just learning something new. You know how you take a kid to a fair and they happy and it's like the first time they see something they like just excited. That's how I feel, and I'm yearning for it. I just want more. I want more. And I want more. I want more. So that's what I'm on. Like, this is the new song. I got the new song.
Absolutely, brother.
And I ain't even pay attention to the old song because I really wasn't in the Bible. So the old song, the new song, but the old song makes sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Even though I didn't read the old song, because I shouldn't have been in the old song anyway, because it's not meant for me. I'm supposed to get the word from Christ's mouth, and I'm getting it, and it makes sense. So that tells me I'm blessed. And I didn't even know
That's the
what
greatest
blessing
blessing of
means.
all, right there, brother. That enlightenment is the greatest blessing of all.
Bro, I
That's
be
the
trying to
saving.
tell.
That's what the people don't understand. They got it all twisted and
They
misunderstood.
think they gonna be in heaven sitting on the clouds next to. Oh, bro, that's the blessing. If you get once you get that blessing, and you look at everything that you was taught so wrong, I ain't even gonna put it on nobody, but you know what's wrong. But once you start seeing life differently, because you got the it's brand new. It's new. You never heard this song, and it's like, how can I just hear this and just be so happy and just be like, okay, cool. I'm content. I'm content. Now I know what it is, but now we gotta put our, you know what I'm saying? To a lot of people it wouldn't make sense, but to me it makes sense. Now I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven. My mind is elevated to heaven on earth. And so that it's so beautiful. It make everything look different to me. You know what I'm saying? Everything that I had an opinion about look different to me now. Because my mind frame is, you know what I mean? That's heaven. My mind is in heaven. But everybody think heaven's on top of the clouds. Oh, it's not that. I'm in heaven. We in heaven, bro. We're in heaven. Yazoo put us in heaven. God blessed us to be in heaven. Because We the ones to understand what he's saying. He talks to everybody every day. I'm the type of people. Why I'm saying they say, oh, Yazoo fake, he this that. I don't know nobody who would pick up this cross and just carry this every day to be ridiculed like he's being ridiculed. I don't understand. That's the crucifixion. That's him carrying the cross. That's the patch. How you ever seen Passion of the Cross? The movie when they whipping him and this and that. Every time they deny him, that's what they doing. They whipping his back. They put the crown on his head. They nailing him to the cross. That's the crucifix. That's the crucifixion. He being crucified as we speak. But guess what? On the third day, he gonna rise. They think it's Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. I mean Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Nah, it's gonna be the beginning, the middle, and the end. It's not 3 days.
Absolutely. Hey, blessed to your
ears.
Yeah,
bro.
Blessed to your eyes, man, and ears
Bro, like
to see and understand.
this is crazy. It's crazy. It's not crazy. It's not crazy. It's crazy to us because we never fathomed that something like this would happen. Because the Roman Catholic Church put dates on it and made us think that it happened 2,000 years ago.
One of the sisters,
common sense tell you Jesus Christ came to die on the Christ for your sins. So if he died 2,000 years ago, why are we still sinning? It don't make sense. That's common sense. If he died for our sins 2,000 years ago, why are we waiting on him now? How are you waiting for somebody who died 2,000 years ago? He did. Obviously, that don't make sense. But I believe that until I got the word. And I'm like, oh, I got the word. I didn't get the scriptures. I got the word. Yazoo spoke to me. He spoke to me. I didn't read the Bible. I did when I was locked up. I couldn't understand it. Now it makes sense why he said it's sealed. I couldn't. It wasn't meant for me. Why am I reading it? Just be righteous. So now when I heard it from the person who's supposed to told me, which is Yazoo, people don't understand that because the Roman Catholic Church put the fairy tale out there like, okay, Jesus came like 2,000 years ago. And it's been indoctrinated us since we was young. We born into sin. Yeah, we born into sin. We born pure. But God knew, the Spirit knew, the truth knew that they was going to teach us this bull crap. You know what I mean? He knew we was born into sin. He knew that we was born into sin. Think about it. Now I understand. Now when somebody talks to me, I process it. All because of Yazoo. I process everything. Like, even if I hear half truths, I might post it. I'll post it. Because I know the truth. So when somebody asks me, then come holler at me. I'll tell you what it means if something contradicts me. I'm gonna tell you what it means if it might contradict. Yeah, that way. Bro, this is like
one of the sisters.
This is
Terry, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
One of the sisters was just expressing that she loves you and is happy that your eyes have been open and you becoming one of us.
Bro, tell sis I love her too, bro. Listen, I love her and just keep on her journey. I'm happy my eyes open, and if she can realize my eyes open, I'm happy she realized my eyes open. Because if she realized my eyes open, it means her eyes is open.
Absolutely, brother. Pimp C. I'm sorry, sis. What is your name again? Pimp Daddy.
Pimp C a G. She a gangster. I fuck with her. She a G, nigga. And they be thinking like people can't cuss, they can't do that. I learned curse words is not curse words here. Like We really was lost. Like, so people might just think certain way about Pimp C. If you can hear me, keep doing what you doing and being on your shit, gangster shit, as long as you know the truth.
Did you have
It
a?
is what it is.
Did you?
I appreciate that.
Did you have a
Yeah.
question, sis?
No, I just wanted to bring out like one question on the topic for everybody to think about. Did Christ reveal his name to you or did man give it to you? And that's a question for everybody on how Satan deceived the whole world.
You said it again.
I can't really hear her though. She kind of muffled.
Yeah, you kind of muffled. Can you say that again?
Oh yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, I said I just want to leave everybody with a question on the topic how Satan deceived the whole world. And my question is, did Christ reveal his name to you or did man give it to you?
Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah. That's a good that's some good question to think about, ponder on. A lot of people.
But if you think about it, though, sis, look, he really did reveal his name to us, but man's interpretation made us think he did it because everybody called him Jesus. Now I know Jesus is just us. He really did reveal his name, but he, if you interpret it, then made us think it was Jesus. Jesus never existed, and I believed in Jesus. I followed Jesus for 42 years. I just learned about Yahweh or Yah, but Yazoo is just a name. But that's Christ, though. He's Christ. But they say Yahweh or whatever in the book. But I don't even know if they say that, but I heard that just on my research. But Jesus, nah, that didn't happen. Jesus did happen because Jesus is just us. It's not Jesus. Christ. Christ is Christ. Moses was Christ. You know what I mean? Noah was Christ. But there was never a Jesus. It was a Christ over the people, but not Jesus. It wasn't that. So I don't know if you can hear me, but that's my response to it. Let me see what the brother say.
Yeah,
He
no.
did reveal himself. He revealed himself, but it's not Jesus.
Yeah. The name is not really significant. The name, because actually none of the names in the Bible are really significant, to tell you the truth. They're
They
just
really are allegories.
yeah.
Because you're Paul, Esau, everything.
Yeah,
But
it's
Jesus
about
is the main focus. They make us focus on Jesus. And that's really not it. Now that I know that, that's really not it.
yeah, brother.
That's our main focus.
Yeah, it's about the character. I'm sorry. It's about the story and about the one fulfilling the story. But when people get wrapped up in the names and all that, that's where people go down a road that just is kind of destruction after that, because people don't know the true meanings of these things. You know, so
You want to hear about it?
yeah, that's all I say on that.
My bad,
That's
James.
like
I'm talking over here.
that's called idolatry. That's what you mean by idolizing something. You see, and they don't see that
Idols.
deception. That's idolatry. Idolatry. They don't realize by giving meaning to that name, they're praising to a name, to a deity that don't exist, and conveying that into existence into God's word. So
Listen,
now you're doing double, and then you taking that and using that and then lying on God. So the idolatry leads to all these other different blasphemy, all the other different things that mocks God, and they don't see that.
because if you really think about it, they really did it backwards. Like Jesus is here now. not Jesus per se, but Christ is here now. But they made it seem like he came 2,000 years ago when it's supposed to be now. They just
So
gave us a story
that destroyed the
backwards.
true meaning of just us. If you look at it,
Exactly,
they didn't want
exactly,
they didn't want you to
exactly.
know. They didn't want you to know the key to God's people was unity. They didn't want you to know that the key to God's people was the body of Christ. They didn't want you to know that praise and worship because they had to be putting themselves in position of power. You got to know the enemy and how the espionage is done when you weaponize things. Satan was very cunning about who he elected to be his bride. You understand? He chose these people for a reason. And they accepted their faith. And what they do? Blood sacrifices. Make you eat animal sacrifices to God. They got all these different forms of curse, devil worshiping. You know, this Luciferian acts. So, you know, we got to really see how evil this bride is that they chose. And in the Roman Catholic Church, the Vatican, they haven't been the same. I mean, they messing with boys, they alcoholics, they do all that's a lot going on with that when you look at the history of that, man. Because they never had God. You think if God was really with
But
them,
that's the
that any of
problem, though.
those
That's
things
the
would be taking
problem.
place?
Hey, Fred, that's the problem, though. Is they so tucked off in the cut that people don't know. Like they don't show that. Like they so we tucked off in the cut. Like that's
Nah,
how.
brother. They ain't tucked off in the cut. The devil is mocking everybody. It's right
If
before
you
our
ask
face.
anybody
We
about the
just
Roman
choose
Catholic Church, they gonna tell
we
you like,
we
I don't who they is.
we choose not to see, brother. It's us. They doing
I just
exactly
learned about that. Like I just
they
learned. Like
they on
I
the
feel like
forefront. They're on the
now they
forefront. They
are.
are
Now
not.
they are.
Hey, Fred, I'm
Yeah.
gonna step away for a
Now they
second.
are. But for the last 20 years, like no. I feel you. I feel you, brother. It's like now. We know, but a lot of people did it. Like still are like
No, let me tell you what happened, brother Terry.
okay,
When
tell
back
me.
in the time when this Renaissance period when Christianity was put out, it was the most popular thing. They had to be Satan had to get his bride raised up to authority too. You see, understand what I'm saying? So everybody knew of this, but what happens is right. We have generations that pass. So what they do is now, right? They've covered it up with so much false doctrines and practices that it became a way of life. So it became acceptable. You understand what I'm saying? And so
Yeah,
when it
because I
became
was that I
acceptable to
was
society,
acceptable to the life.
yeah.
I was
So
successful. I
they
was
always been
susceptible.
there. Is my point. They ain't never been hidden. It's been
But
right
I
in the
didn't know that
forefront, right
though.
before our eyes.
Listen. Yeah, it was right before our eyes, but I didn't recognize it. I just didn't recognize it. Let me say it like that way. I didn't recognize it. What I'm saying is, only 2, 3, 4 months ago, I met Yazoo. My eyes got open that quick. But I was going along with their doctrine the whole time. Like, okay, Jesus Christ in the sky. This and that. That's how bad they fooled me. That's how bad they fooled me. And it's like, I thought this was a normal way of life. That's how God worked. That's how his miracles work. Like, bro, I was thinking that, but I still have some, I still have my own mind. But it was like, okay, this the way the world goes. This the order. Not, I didn't even know God had an order. I didn't even know God had an order. I didn't know it was God, then the Christ in the body. I didn't know that. I didn't even know that. You know what I'm saying? That's how fast Yazoo Judah pulled me in. And it's gotta be facts. It's gotta be true. But I was going along with that. I ain't know the king. I ain't know the throne of David was in Ethiopia. I ain't know King Tedros. I ain't know what's the what is it? But this it. What is it? It's Brother James. What is it? The Benedici or something like that. I forgot the name of it. I'm still learning. I'm still learning. And that's why I don't speak out so much, because I'm still learning. I don't want to put out no wrong information to lead nobody astray, because I know where they need to go. All you gotta do is do what I did. Just say Yazoo. You go. If you got the blessings and the eyes of the ear to hear, you gonna see. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know a lot of stuff, bro. I'm not trying to. I'm just saying you might have knew that, but I did it. That's how fast I got sucked into this, and that's what it is. And can't nobody
Brother,
tell me
even though I
where
had the
y'all.
knowledge, right? Even though I had knowledge and this and that, right? I didn't have the eyes to see or the ears to hear properly. It wasn't until I met him too, brother. So
Yeah,
it's just that everything for me was when was brought into the light, it started connecting and making sense of all the
yeah,
breadcrumbs that was being
uh-huh.
led through that deception that they was putting over everybody. So people can't see those breadcrumbs. They can't see the truth. That's why you can't lean to the Bible to your own understandings. You can't go to the Bible for yourself. There was a reason for the blood of the Lamb.
Yes,
There was a
sir.
reason for
Yes,
God's
sir.
only begotten Son. You know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're righteous. That's righteous. Now just think about it. You had a little understanding about King Tedros and that I've never heard of that, and now I know about it, and I'm on the same page you are. All of a sudden, bam! This is magical, bro. Like can't nobody tell me y'all Jewish not that. I'm gonna fight you to my dying day. Like that's what it is. I'm 42 years old, bro. Like I've been in jail. I'm not in jail. I've been in church my whole life. I never heard nothing like how he talking. Never. So we on the same page. I'm not. You my guy. I think this. Yeah, that's that. That's what we are. You might have a little more knowledge than me about that, and that's good. You did now. You know what I'm saying? That's good. And now you can teach me. Teach me too.
I'm gonna tell you
Teach
again,
me.
brother. I
Teach
didn't
me a
know
little
none of
more.
this.
Teach me a little more. Teach me a little more,
I
cause
didn't
I
know
want
none
to
of
know
this
about.
until I heard him, brother. I'm trying to tell you. It's listen.
Yeah.
I didn't know all the things I was taught. All the things I was taught was only a fragment of truth, just like everybody else that was living life.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't learn none of this stuff until I met him. Then everything
Right.
started being like Christmas lights on a string of lights around the tree. They start all connecting, brother. It just started lighting up and
Brother.
lighting up and lighting up and lighting up. And the more and more, I'm like, oh my goodness, oh my, oh my, oh
Yeah.
wow, you know, and that's when it just started happening,
Hey,
That's
you
the
hey,
know.
same thing
hey,
happened to me.
hey,
The
brothers.
same exact way.
Hey, brothers.
I've been stalking him,
Brothers.
brother. I've been stalking.
Let me
Go ahead,
let me
James.
close down the broadcast and we can continue the conversation on Zoom. So just give me a few seconds. A few minutes. So that brings us to the end of the broadcast for tonight. You can catch us here on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. We hope that edification was brought to you tonight. We encourage you to check out the website, yajujudah.com, and check out the declaration and sign the declaration if you want to support the mission. All right. And the mission of ushering in the new heaven and the new earth
Right
by
now.
building
Sign.
and ushering in a new nation, this nation under God, the kingdom of God. Also, check out the YouTube many videos of Yaju Judah speaking, the Messiah, giving us much bread and edification. So, with that said, I'd like to wish you peace and blessings, and you can catch us on the next broadcast. Peace and blessings.
Peace.